thought we'd do it on the avenue.
Waas, Sappening.
All right, welcome back to SeunevA Lifestyles Presents What's Happening Podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Tim. Got my cousin Mike.
What's up? What's up?
Primo Jeff.
What's crapping in?
And the best damn baseball player that ever lived, George.
Órale.
All right, we got our below minimum wage intern and unpaid intern. There you go. Save the receipts, man. When we get sponsored, we got you.
Wait a minute. The paid intern has an assistant, huh?
Yes, look at him. Don't let him boss you around, man. Treat you with respect. But keep track of your hours. When we get sponsored, we'll get you on the backside.
Like the Dwight Schrute of the podcast, the assistant to the assistant manager.
With the red stapler.
Well, he's also our resident photographer.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're blowing up. We got photographers now. I didn't know we had a photographer. I did. Hey, well, we're going to jump right into this, right?
Yeah.
We always do.
We always do. We have a very special guest.
Who's our guest?
Who's our guest? She is a world champion mounted shooter, Nekkei Sanford. What's going on?
Yes. Hello.
Welcome.
So, I researched the rodeo, right? The barrel. You started barrel riding, right?
I started barrel racing.
Okay.
Yes.
So before we get into that,
Yeah.
tell everybody who you are. Where are you from?
Well, I grew up, born and raised in Arizona, but I grew up in a really small town,
Name the town.
Ajo, Arizona.
Oh, no, stop right there. We know people from Ajo.
We know
Yeah.
people from Ajo.
Who do you know from Ajo?
Me.
Oh, you're from Ajo?
I'm from Ajo.
Did you go to Ajo High School?
I did not.
Oh. Okay, I did.
I was born there. I was actually born there. My parents are from there. My grandparents settled there in like the early 1900s. So my parents are there, and then me, and they moved out of there when I was a baby. But yeah, never a Red Raider.
Very cool. I was a Red Raider, yes.
You were a
I was their
lady Red
mascot.
Raider.
I was a ladies, Red Raider. Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had some prior guests that are from Ajo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
My uncles, I have a bunch of aunts and uncles that still live
My
over
parents
there.
still live there.
Really? Right on.
Yeah.
Now, how
Oh,
long
yeah.
were they there for, or have been there?
So I don't even know what year it was. I was probably like 3
Okay.
when we moved there. But my aunt, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the last name Rivas.
Mm-hmm.
So my Theo and my aunt lived there.
Okay.
And so then we moved to Ajo because my mom, when she married my dad, they have a big age difference. So she just wanted to be close to family, and all her family's in Mexico. So my aunt was the only one living there, so that's why we moved there.
So
The last place to get Mexican insurance
So-
before
Yes.
you go to Rocky Point.
So it's Nekkei, right?
Yeah, it's
Nekkei Sanford.
Sanford. And my dad's adopted. Like, I'm Mexican. Both my parents are Mexican,
Okay.
first generation. But my dad is adopted, which
Okay.
is why my last name is Sanford.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me just add this real quick. Nekkei is a 49er fan.
I am a 49er.
There you go. Bang, bang.
oh, here we go.
Anyway, we carry on.
Yeah. We're talking about Ajo. We don't care about the 49ers. Talk about the Red Raiders.
Yeah, Red Raiders. Yeah.
So what was your experience like growing up in Ajo? Small town?
I actually loved it.
Yeah.
Growing up in a small town, it's different from the city life. I feel like the city life, as far as when you're growing up, if you don't have any money, like, what is there to do? Like,
true.
Yeah.
that's, so in Ajo, I feel like we either found stuff to do, like we'd go drive to Mexico. Like, it was 30 minutes away. We'd just cross the border and go party over there, go to the beach, go to Rocky Point.
Yeah.
We do like bonfires in the desert.
Yeah.
The 5 acres.
We just, 5 acres. We just kept busy. Like, there was just a lot of social gatherings, and I don't know, there wasn't too much to get in trouble with.
the Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Throw
people-
rocks at
Everybody
shit.
knew everybody. So, like, the kids I went to preschool with is who I was in high school with. I mean,
that's
the
cool.
whole town, I think the population's only like 4,000. And my high school, the entire high school was only 100 kids. So there's only 30 kids per class.
Now, wasn't the entire school, like elementary and high school, at the high school?
Yes, but that was the newer one. The Curly school used to just be, I think,
An elementary school, right?
or one or the other.
Right.
And then they did the newer school, which is still old.
Yeah.
All of them. So you had like you'd
Interesting.
have a high school campus, and then like across the way you could see like the elementary kids on the playground.
Yeah.
Like the kindergartners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the swimming pool right there.
Yeah, and I was a lifeguard.
Where are you at?
Oh, there. We got a lifeguard in the house over
We
here.
got a lifeguard here.
Yeah.
Paid intern.
And paid intern
Yeah,
was
so
like,
I
bro-
spent a lot of summers over there. So every summer when I was in elementary school here,
Yeah.
we went down there with my grandparents. So I know Ajo back and forth. And like I said, we're always over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good little town to grow up in.
Where is the high school at over there? Is it by where the little roundabout thing is by the library?
It's right past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay,
going
okay.
around, like, as soon as you're leaving town, you kind of look over, and it doesn't really look like
You're on the mine
school.
side of that circle.
You're looking at the.
as you're going out of town.
Like
What's
right,
back
you know
up?
where the fire department is?
Yes.
The building across the street from there.
Make a
So
left.
it's on your left side leaving town. You just don't know. It doesn't really look like a high school.
No.
It doesn't.
It's small. It's
Yeah.
really small.
I was gonna say, 'cause I've been through there lots of times. I try to figure out where it was at. Huh,
Yeah. There's
interesting.
not much to do. So growing up, I just did sports. Like I did everything. I did basketball, volleyball, softball, track, swim team, like everything.
That's
growing
cool.
up.
Yeah, very cool.
What was your sport? What did you like the best?
I was good at everything.
Really?
It's something about the Ajo people. He says the same shit.
Yeah. Well, but I guess my one sport was basketball.
All right.
I wanted to play college basketball when
All
I
right.
moved to the city. And a lot of people think I started riding horses because I'm from a small town. That was not the case. I did not grow up with horses at all. I was so bored living up here in the city that I just needed something to do. And it was around 2008. I graduated early, and I actually was a McDonald's All-American.
Really?
In 2008, yeah.
Wow.
But
in basketball.
basketball.
Right.
But,
Wow.
But there's a but. I had graduated early, so I graduated and already enrolled in college for the second half of the high school year.
So what year is this?
This was 2008.
Okay. So you left Ajo and came to Phoenix.
Yep, and I
Okay.
wanted to play college basketball, and because I went to a 1A school, it was tiny, I wanted to play at Mesa Community College for 2 years and then go to ASU. That was the plan.
Oh. Okay.
And then that's when the housing market crashed.
Yep.
And my dad said, you need to get a job, stop playing basketball, and you need to get into real estate.
Took the air out of your basketball.
Yeah.
You know, real quick, change it. When we talk about the guy that at the ASU Hall of Fame that's from Ajo,
My uncle.
your uncle.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a ASU has a Hall of Fame, athletic Hall of Fame. It's his uncle.
Oh, that's
And he was a Red Raider.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you got here in 2008. You enrolled at ASU to play, go to school and play.
Well, I went to Mesa Community College
Okay.
first, and then I went to ASU eventually. I graduated from there.
So when you guys came to Phoenix, did you live in Phoenix or Mesa or on the east side? somewhere?
I moved in with my high school boyfriend at the time.
Ooh.
So like
we wanna talk
my
about
parents
that.
were like, "You want to graduate? Bye. Like, see ya." So,
Close your
and,
ears.
and I just wanted to get out of there. Yeah.
So are you an only are you only child?
I'm a middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Middle child.
Older sister, younger brother.
All right.
And they came to Phoenix. They're still in Ajo.
We're all up here.
Okay.
Yeah. We're all
Your
really
parents are up
close.
here now?
No,
Or-
my parents
okay.
are still in Ajo.
I think I
but
remember you
us
saying
three
that.
kids, we all left. And
Gotcha.
we're all up here. Yeah.
So now you're up here.
Yeah.
And you're bored.
I was bored. I was working. I got a job and I was not making anything. And I was working at a gym when I first started here in Phoenix. And I remember like I was struggling, like going to school.
Yeah.
Like my parents did not pay the way for school at all. Like I did everything. And I remember my dad let me take his truck because I didn't have a car. He let me take his truck. I couldn't even put gas in the truck. Like I would walk to school, I would eat Jack in the Box tacos. Like college was rough for me.
Two for
It was
$1.
really rough. Yeah, $2 for $1. Literally.
They used to be.
Yeah.
To be.
Yeah.
But that's college life, though.
It
right?
is. It is. It's college life.
You got the real college experience.
I really did. Yeah. And then, so then the housing market again crashed. My dad said, you know, there's a house over here. It was only $80,000. And I was in Mesa at the time. This house was in El Mirage. So there we go, moving. And I moved
totally across.
Totally across. So then I
Ajo
started,
East.
Yep. So then I went to Estrella Community College where there's no sports there at all. It's even smaller school than Mesa. And then I started working at the gym. And then that's when I was like, one, I need to make more money. But two, I'm bored out of my mind. So I got a bartending job.
Okay.
That's where I met Cynthia, your sister.
Yeah,
So real quick, was your dad a a property guy? Did he buy properties?
No.
That way you got okay.
No, he was just a smart guy.
Okay,
He
good.
was
Right.
very
All right.
smart. Like growing up, my dad was very strict. My mother was like the soft feminine one. We always went to her for everything. My dad was like very much get a job, get good grades, be a good kid, don't get in trouble. He was the disciplinary one. Like I listened to
man.
my dad because I was scared of my dad. I don't know what they instilled in me at a young age, but I always wanted to please my parents no matter what. I don't know why. Maybe it's a middle child thing.
It's old school. That's
Yeah.
old school. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it worked.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
I'm a middle child too. Yeah.
Oh,
Just want the attention.
it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. We're like, what is it? Jan Brady, right?
Yeah.
It's about
Jan
Marsha
Brady.
and Cindy.
Yeah.
So, the Jan Brady of Aho. I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
So your dad convinced you to buy a property. Mm-hmm. You did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started bartending. I met Cynthia there, and I worked there for a very long time.
Okay.
And at that point, I was like, I don't want to go to school anymore because I was making a lot of money.
You met the rest of the knuckleheads in the family.
I did. I met Sunday and Cynthia.
Say less.
The whole gang.
We
yeah.
get it. We get it.
The goof troop.
I was the bartender hooking them up with drinks.
Cynthia
That was me.
Jeff's sister, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And Sunday is our cousin.
Yes.
Yes. He's
Yeah.
our cousin.
Sorry. Let me just start.
He dated a lot of my friends.
Who?
Let's put it that way. Sunday.
Funny.
He dates
Yeah.
a lot of people's friends.
Yeah.
Don't know how he does it, but know how he does it.
I don't know either. He just has that. Has this, like, no, he's a good guy.
Go ahead. Keep going.
He's
Keep
a
going.
good guy.
He's a good dog, but he's got ticks. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No, he's a good dude.
So then I was bored and I was working there and I took a break from school for like a year and I was like, I'm never going back to school. I'm making so much money. I was just blowing it. And then I came across an ad on Craigslist that said horseback riding lessons. And I was, at that point, I had a fake ID. I had gone out. By that time, I was working at a bar.
I'm sorry. What year is this?
This is 2000. Gosh, what year is it? 2014.
Don't say 23.
Okay. Okay.
2014.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah, a couple years had gone by. Maybe even earlier. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check.
All right.
Could've
Carry
been
on.
2010. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check.
Gotcha.
But it's a couple years later.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you how old I was. I was 19 when I
The
started.
fun
work.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 19 and I had left my house at 17. So 2 years later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it had to be 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, and she said she had a fake ID. So
Yeah. I had a fake ID. And then.
Dude, your parents, they're going to find out about this.
That's fine. I was still not a bad kid, even though like I'd go into bars and all my friends were all the people that I worked at the gym, which they were all like late 20s, 30s. I was 19. I thought they were like, they had full blown like kids and married and all that. But now I'm their age and I'm like, they didn't know anything. And I am thinking they were adults, you know?
Something about these Aho people, man.
So yeah. So I started working, where was I? The horseback riding?
yeah,
Yeah.
that Craigslist
Horseback
ad.
riding
Yep.
thing.
Craigslist.
Yep.
and
Saw
then-
an ad and then I went and took a lesson and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Meanwhile, like everything else came very easy to me. Like all the sports were just super easy. This was the hardest, but it was like the most relaxing thing at the same time.
Therapeutic.
Therapeutic for sure.
So
But
and it was starting from the basics, like how to
Oh, yeah.
how to.
I had never been around a horse at all. Never.
Really?
So they showed you.
Did you even have a
basics.
cowboy hat or cowgirl hat?
Nothing. I had nothing.
You had your
Nothing at
Chuck
all.
Taylors on.
I went to Boot Barn and I got a pair of jeans and a pair of boots, and that was the only thing I had. And then I just kept doing it, and eventually it was like, 2-3 times a week I was going, and I was driving all the way to Scottsdale to do it. So it's far. And then 3 months later, I was like, I think I want to buy a horse, so I bought a horse.
Wow.
You bought a horse.
Oh yeah, I bought a horse, and then a few months later, I was like, I think I need a truck, and then I bought a truck, and then I bought a trailer, and then it just snowballed into this like.
So how did you go about buying a horse?
Yeah, that's what I was
I
just
told
gonna
you
ask.
I was
You
making
became obsessed
a lot
with
of
this.
money. No. I took a break from school. I was bartending. I was making. So this is you also have to
You
think.
took a year off to find yourself.
This was the West Side at the time where there was nothing there. Like Westgate wasn't as big. They had like Saddle Ranch and like McFadden's. Other than that, there was nothing around the West Side.
Right.
The only thing that was on the West Side was Hooters, and I worked at Hooters. It was right when they opened.
On 75th?
On 75th, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I started
There were
making...
a bunch of jackasses in there.
And I was making, like, really good money for that. I was making, like...
Obviously, if you bought
Yeah,
a
I
horse.
bought a horse.
yeah, I thought I was just blowing my... I bought my first car working there.
Right on.
You know.
Well, hang on. How did you find a horse? I mean,
Actually...
how do you?
Yeah,
honestly...
yeah, somebody bellies up to the bar like, hey, you know where I can get a horse?
I get a horse.
Back in the day, they used to Craigslist was really good for listing horses. They kind of still are, but they've gotten away from it.
So,
I would have never thought that.
so but did you get like consultation of what type of
Yeah.
horse to look, or did you just randomly go buy it?
You get a Clydesdale.
Well, I had taken a few lessons,
Right.
And I think like everybody thinks, I was like, I want an Arabian horse. No, you don't. Arabian horses are really small. They're like super skinny, legged. You don't want an Arabian. They're kind of, now I don't want to say they're dumb, but
You
they're
said
very
it.
hotheads. They're like, if you were compared them to a dog, they would be like the Malinois. Like they're just need to be stimulated all the time. They can go forever. Whereas like, so then my trainer at the time, she's like, you probably want to get a quarter horse, which quarter horses are used for roping, like all the rodeo sports.
Yeah.
And they're smarter. It's like a German Shepherd. So just that's kind of the difference.
Like me to you.
No, I don't even. I don't even know what that first dog was.
Oh, you know those they were like really skinny. They kind of look like German Shepherds, and they use them for like border patrol and like dog sniffing thing. Maybe not
They
sniffing.
find Mexicans.
Yeah. Because they can just go for miles and miles and miles. Like they don't get tired.
Don't they do like the Scots? They do that Arabian.
They
horse
do
show every year,
Arabian
right?
horse show.
They
Yeah,
kind of
do
prance,
that.
whatever?
Yeah, it's there's so many sports. Like when I say like, oh, I ride horses, they're like, oh, what do you do? There's like 100 sports with horses in it. So it's kind of like you saying, oh, I play football, and they're like, oh yeah, I've watched basketball, and you're like, it's not the same. It's different. So that's kind of how horses are.
So when somebody says you're an equestrian or something like
Equestrian just means it's kind of like saying you're an athlete. Like
Okay.
you play a sport, you just don't know which one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ride a horse, you just don't know what discipline it is.
So, what is a quarter horse exact? Because you got thoroughbreds. Pretty much all I know.
Thoroughbreds are the ones that are on the track.
Right, the racetracks.
Yeah,
Correct.
quarter horses are bred to also. So the reason why they call them quarter horses is because they were bred to only run a quarter mile, whereas a thoroughbred will run the full length.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, which is I
okay.
think a mile. Yeah.
Right, right.
So they're more sprinters.
Smaller and they're sprint.
Yeah, they're
okay,
smaller.
Okay, okay.
They're very smart. They use them they're like the variety. Like you can use them for roping, barrel racing, mounted shooting.
So what
trail
would you
riding.
use to round up cattle? A quarter horse?
Yeah, a quarter horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: so you get into the sport.
Yeah.
Now, did you have to like train, like go to the gym and like do certain exercises to build up a stamina to ride the horse?
No, not really.
No?
Well, I've always been pretty fit person
Yeah,
to begin with.
athletic.
Athletic.
Correct.
But so it's kind of hard for me to answer. Maybe if I was like heavier, maybe then it would be harder for me.
What
to
about
ride.
now? Do you train?
I
for
try to work out.
Okay.
I try to work out now, but no, it's riding horses. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's more
not.
of feeling and being in rhythm with the animal, because that animal also has its own mind.
Correct.
Right.
And
Right.
so you just have to know. I don't know. It's
You got to
hard
bond
to
with it.
Yeah, I got bond.
Jeff, are you familiar with riding horses?
You know what?
No, you're not.
A good friend of mine. You met him, Johnny Duran.
Yeah.
His family's from Wilcox, Arizona, and I used to go over there with his family as a kid, like in the summertime, go spend the weekend or whatever. And his cousins had ranchos, and they had horses, and I turned into the ghetto vaquero out there, dude. You know, dude. Excuse me, but yeah, I learned how to ride a horse when I was a kiddo.
Well, let me back up real quick. How did you find the horse? You still haven't answered that question.
At Craigslist, I
Oh,
told you.
so you go there and just look at the horse and say, "This is the one."
It's funny.
Pay
'Cause
attention.
I found him and I saw him and I was like, oh, he's really pretty. He was a bay paint, and I know you guys don't know what a
No,
bay.
No, we don't.
Because like horses' colors, it's not just like brown, black, white. Those don't exist. It's bay.
Right.
And what is a bay?
A bay is a brown horse with black hair. But then you have like a palomino, which is what I ride. It's like a brown horse with blonde hair. Then you have a buckskin. It's a tan horse with black hair. Like that's the names. And there's really no such thing. Like you don't ever see a white horse that's white. it's either cremello or it's a gray, meaning like when it's born, and you could tell if it's a gray horse because their snout will be black, like it'll
wow.
be gray.
Interesting.
But when it was a baby, it was dark gray, and then it grayed out into like a white color.
So
But they're called grays.
we go bet the horses, and I always like the gray horses.
So you like.
So
the gray
that's
horses.
a gray horse.
It's just a gray horse, yeah. And it depends. Like it could be a paint, which is white with like the black, and brown kind of pinto looking. That's a paint.
Okay.
Now he's gonna go to the nest acting like he knows about
Yeah,
horses
now
and
he's
shit.
all about
That's a base, stupid.
Yeah.
No, I mean they're beautiful animals. They truly are,
And they're bred that way. These horses are bred that way, right? For you to train them or work with them.
Yeah. So like the horse the first horse I got, he was not trained very well. He was what they call green broke. So a horse that's broke means they're trained really well. They're good to go.
Right.
A horse that's green broke is like you can get on them, but they're probably not going to know as much as a broke horse.
And so you
the-
That's what I'm calling this
the
guy from
first
now
one-
on.
Broke horse.
Yeah.
Green broke.
Green broke.
That's your new native name, broke horse.
No, a broke horse is trained.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
green horse.
broke.
Green.
got an edge to me.
Or they'll just say that horse is green. They'll say that.
Right.
He's not that trained well. So when I went up there, I go to this old school cowboy's house, and I get on the horse, and I'm in the round pen, and I'm riding him, and the guy goes, and I'll never forget this, because he goes, "You can't ride him like a girl. Ride him like a man."
Oh, hell.
Ooh.
And I was like, I didn't understand what he meant by that, but I did later on once I took him home and kept him because he was a dick. Like you had to kind of get after him. You had to be like the
Yeah,
have,
you had
like,
to
the bigger
let him know what time
balls.
it was. Yeah.
out of the two of you. Yeah.
So
Hold on.
Take charge.
Horse.
Take charge.
Your horse was the dick.
Yeah, he was a dick.
He was being a
It
dick.
was a love-hate relationship.
Really?
His name was Tyson. He
Tyson?
was my first horse, yeah.
So you buy the horse.
Yeah.
You're living in the West Valley.
By that time, I was boarding. Yep, I hadn't bought my horse property yet.
in El Morado.
Oh, so your boarding means you had the horse at another location.
Yeah, like at a stable.
Got you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you would have to go to the stable.
Yep.
Give
the
work
horse
with the
carrots
work with the
and shit.
horse.
No, I'm just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still take lessons, and I don't know how many years it's been, like 10 years later. I still take lessons to this day.
Oh,
So
wow.
let me get this right. You bought a horse without completing your training, so to speak.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I can ride, and I was confident enough that I knew what I was doing at that point because I was taking so many lessons.
Yeah, and it's an obvious sign that you thoroughly enjoyed it
Oh,
at
yeah.
that point.
You had
right?
a
were
passion for
yeah,
it.
This
I
is
did.
it. Like
Now, at this time, was anybody giving you feedback? Like
You're
telling you
crazy. Don't. Why'd you buy a horse?
horse lady.
Like your dad.
Someone's getting mad at you.
No, my parents have always been like very supportive.
Okay.
All right.
Right on.
They're never the parents that chime in and tell us kids what to do with our lives or who to date or
That's
whatever.
cool.
They're just kind of like, we love you, we support you, and that's about. It's kind of funny because my mom, when I first started riding, I went to a barrel race, the only one she's ever been to, and it was literally like probably my second time competing. And she asked me, she's like, "Why are you going so slow?"
Do you
And
have a
it's-
whip?
Yeah, and it's funny because
That's
now that I
funny.
am really good, she's never been again after that. It's kind of funny.
So what did your siblings say when you said, I bought a horse?
I think they thought it was cool.
All right.
Yeah, they were just like, okay.
A horse.
They've always
A
known
horse.
I've always been very competitive. Like I'm the kid that like whenever we're doing something at a family gathering, I'm like, let's bet or let's have a competition. And my sister and my brother are not competitive at all. They're just like, ugh, here Nekkei goes. Like,
right.
do you always have to try to compete to have fun? I'm like, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
What are your siblings' names?
Donna and David.
Donna, David, and Nekkei.
Yeah.
Where did your parents come up with that name?
My name is Japanese.
Oh,
Nekkei is a Japanese name. My dad just said he saw it on the news or something. I don't know.
No, that's cool.
And it stuck to him.
Donna, he liked that song by
Richie Valens?
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens. And then David is named after my grandpa. His
Okay,
dad.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So what's the ideal age to buy a horse? I mean, a horse's age. I don't know how long they
So-
live. I don't know.
I bought Tyson. He was 8, which is a good age. So like when I have bought a 2-year-old before, but past,
Human years.
yeah, human
Okay.
years.
It's not like dog years, 7
yeah,
years.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's human years. And they live to be about like 30 to 35. You
Wow.
take care of them.
Would-
Yeah.
Wouldn't have no
So-
idea.
So I would say a young horse is anywhere from, because you can't really ride them until they're about 2. So anywhere from like 2 to 6, I would say, is still relatively young. Anything from like 7 to like 15, I would say, was their prime years.
Okay.
And then 15 to like 25, I would say they were like getting up there in age as far as like senior level.
Yeah, you're 15 to 25
Yeah.
in horse years.
Yeah.
So you said you were boarding this house or the horse,
Yeah,
right?
it's boarding.
Where was this at? Is this on the other
It
side?
was still in Scottsdale where I was
Scottsdale.
taking lessons.
Okay.
I had him
So
out there.
while you're taking the lessons, you're riding Tyson for the lessons to build
Yeah,
that relationship.
eventually I started riding him, and then they would teach me how to like train him essentially, and that was the hard. It wasn't hard, but it made me a better rider. But at the same time, it was frustrating trying to learn on a horse that was also a dickhead.
Yeah, so he was green. What do you call it?
It was great.
He was
was
green.
green.
Yeah.
green.
He was green.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. We learned something.
Yeah.
Tyson, Timmy, starts with T's. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Dicks.
See? Not right. So you got Tyson. You learned
Yeah.
how to ride Tyson, and
Yeah.
that's your first competition horse?
Yep. I started barrel racing with him.
Okay.
When was your first competition and where?
It had to be like in Scottsdale or New River. Somewhere.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah?
really nervous.
So how long had you been?
Well, I wasn't that nervous. I don't think. I was nervous, but I think more because I'm competitive. I wanted to do good.
Were you intimidated by seeing all these other?
I realized like all the girls I competed against were riding since they were like
Young.
kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Imagine
very
so.
late to the game. At that point I was like 20 years old, trying to learn, like very late to the game.
Correct.
And you had a stubborn horse.
But you hate
I
to
had-
lose.
Yeah.
I hate to lose. Yeah.
So how long had you been taking lessons and owned Tyson before this first competition happened?
Maybe like 2 months.
Dang.
A month, maybe.
Oh, wow.
It was really quick. Yeah, I was like, let's just go and do it. And
Just take the
and
leap
it was
and do
not
it.
good at first. No, it was not good.
Yeah, but how did you get the idea that? Because I guess you were around it and you saw people barrel race and you're like, I want to go do that too.
No, my trainer was actually like, you should enter. Like, she didn't think I was that bad because she's the one that was like, you should come with us and enter. And I was like, okay. Like, it was never my goal. I just wanted to learn how to ride horses.
Right.
And she was the one that was like, you should go out and compete.
All right, I tell you what, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come out and see how your first competition went. Right? You and Tyson, how you guys did? Okay.
What's the clap?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now.
Oh, that's.
And we have a beautiful run there by Nekkei. We got 10.805, and I believe that is the new fast time. Woohoo! Good job, Nekkei.
Good boy.
Yeah. All right, we are back. So we are going to pick up with your first competition. You had 2 months worth of horse riding lessons.
Yes.
Tyson's being an a-hole.
Yes.
Your coach talks you into joining a competition.
Yes.
All right.
Encouraged.
Encouraged.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did it go?
It was horrible. It was really bad. I think the announcer was like, she's in a different zip code. Like, it was not good.
Yeah. The girl from El Mirage.
Yeah, exactly.
Aho.
So,
So, yeah, what happened? Tell us what happened.
It was just.
Did you run the barrels over, trip?
So another thing that people don't realize. So horses, because they're so big, they're herd animals, which they're so they're preyed upon. So if something is scary in the room, then they get scared for no reason. They just follow whatever everyone else is feeling. So that day I was so nervous, and like I could feel my heart like beating through my chest, and then all of a sudden I feel my horse's heart beating through the saddle because he's nervous, because he's like, well, if she's nervous, I should be nervous.
Right.
So that's another thing. Like, whenever you're competing, you have to try to stay calm, because then your horse will get nervous, and then they won't listen to you either. So it's just very.
So you guys got to be symbiotic, right?
have
The
to
same
be-
wavelength.
Yes, on the same wavelength. Yeah.
So you enter this competition What's the age group?
So I was in a novice class, which means like a beginner class.
Correct.
That's beginner, Timmy.
Yeah.
Novice.
Novice.
Green. You're
Yeah.
green.
I was very green. And so I competed against all the other novice riders. And by novice, like I was 20 years old. They were probably like 10. Like,
Ah, damn.
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You took the kiddie course.
And, yeah.
You were the older
I
competitor.
was the older. And so I was a novice for a while.
So what was the competition?
It was just a barrel race. Yep.
Back-
And it was
figure eight?
barrels and poles. So whenever you run a barrel pattern, whenever you say, oh, I do barrel racing, that's its own sport. It's the only female rodeo sport is barrel racing. Men are not allowed to compete professionally. I mean, they do, but not in the NFR. And that's a whole nother. The
I was gonna say.
NFR is a whole different thing.
Can't they do it now? I'm just kidding. Let's
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah.
I was gonna say that too.
They identify as a woman.
So the barrel race,
Cheaters.
is it like a figure 8 through it?
Yeah,
Or
that's
just
what- It's
around
a-
the outside?
What they call it's a cloverleaf pattern.
Oh,
So you
shit.
have 3 barrels and you can start either way, right or left, but you just have to round the barrels as you go. Fastest time wins. It's pretty.
And I would imagine a horse has his
And-
preferred side. You have your preferred side?
Yep.
Okay.
So fastest time wins. But wait, you told us earlier your mom said that you were going too slow.
Oh yeah, she was like, "Why aren't you going as fast as everyone else?" And I was like, "I just started.
She's
I don't."
10 years old.
She's
Mom.
10 years
she's
old. Yeah, I was
10.
just gonna say that, dude.
That
Been riding
10-year-old
since she was
fly.
5. I should have told her it's your fault. You didn't give me a horse back
Oh,
then.
here we
you
go.
know?
Here we go.
But no.
But she can ball though.
Yeah. So it's a timed race, right? Do you have to go around a certain number of times?
Just one time. And if you hit a barrel, you can hit it, but if it falls down, then they add 5 seconds, which just blows your time.
So these 10-year-old girls just kill you?
I was doing like 24s, and like a fast time was like 17, 18.
You got killed.
I
That's actually
and
pretty good.
It sounds good, but it looks slow, like compared to everyone else.
Compared to your
Like,
mom.
Yeah, my mom was the one bagging on me that day. Yeah.
All
She's
right.
my biggest hater that day.
Hey, but you tried it. I mean, after 2 months, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Well, impressive you bought a horse so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you just do it one time, or is it an all day event?
You do it one time, and then at that time it was barrels and poles. So poles is like they just have, I don't even know how many they are. So you run up, weave them back, and then run back.
Like a
And that-
slalom?
yeah,
Like ski?
and then that stops your
Is there qualifying time to go? Is there like a next round or
So
anything
the way
like
the way that they win in barrel racing, let's just say there's 50 competitors.
Yeah.
Okay.
They take the girl with and what it's called is it's divisional, so they pay by D's. So it's 1 through 40, let's just say. So that they wait until everybody's run, and then they take the fastest time, and that girl is the 1D. So let's just say she ran a 17 flat, 17.0. She's the 1D, and then they pay like 2 or 3 spots for the times that have come in right there after her.
For a
Then they
second, third,
add
so
a
it's-
second. Then that's the 2D. So it's really based on luck. So like I could have ran a 17.8, but because wasn't at the top, I was skipped over, I don't get any money. It's kind of bullshit.
Damn.
So
Say
it,
that.
it's
Yeah,
not,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably it's not accumulative. You get 3 runs and then the average of your time.
Yeah, that would be good, but no, they don't. It's like one time you pay your entry fee, one time you hope you don't blow it, and you pray that you like land in the D's. That's how you get paid.
Throw the challenge flag.
Yeah. I was fast.
Yeah,
I beat that 10-year-old.
but they're not paying in the novice, or are they?
They didn't, and then once I got out of the novice, but I still had to pay an entry fee. I got like a ribbon.
Yeah. yeah.
Started. Yeah.
So once again, why you're doing this competition? It's with Tyson. You bought Tyson.
Yeah.
You named it Tyson, or
So his name. So horses have registered names if they're like bred well.
okay?
Like a birth certificate kind
Like
of thing.
yeah.
Horse
Or-
certificate.
Yeah, horse certificate. So his registered name was Ty's Little Fox. So I just named him Tyson.
Okay.
Yeah. So and all horses usually like the ones like backyard breeders who are just like, oh, I have a stud and you have a mare, let's breed them. And they don't do all the paperwork. They won't have those official names. But if you have like the bloodlines of where they've come
yeah.
from and the lineage, then they'll have a registered
Their
name.
ancestry.com.
Yeah. So what they do is they take part of the dad's name, part of the mom's name, and that becomes the baby's name.
Oh.
So his was Ty's little fox.
So it's like almost like a dog kennel, right? When they breed
Yeah.
them. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And then you have your barn name, which is like what you would call him. So I named him Tyson.
Tyson.
So Tyson's his barn name.
Yeah, and everybody calls him Tyson. But when I was gonna sell him, I would say Tyson.
You gonna sell your horse?
No, I never sold him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cruel.
Some in the
He went to your
future
first
I
competition
did,
with
but
you.
not him. Yeah.
Used car.
Oh.
Sell it.
He's in your age group, Mike, 15 to 25. That's amazing. So it didn't go so well with Tyson the
Didn't go
first
so
time
well,
around.
no.
So how much is an entry fee? Tell me how much you win or what. How much is an entry fee?
So back then, I think maybe like $80.
Oh, okay. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Where are these held at?
They're held at any wherever they would hold a barrel. Usually they're outside arenas. There's here in Phoenix, there's a park off of Tatum and the 101 called Horse Lovers Park. So it's held there. There's also Dunn's Arena, that's in Surprise, Buckeye Equestrian Center. So there's a few.
Queen Creek.
Yeah,
I would've never known.
Creek
Is there
called-
anything
never
out
known.
south? Is there anything south? Like Corona Ranch. Remember Corona Ranch was like a.
That's for quinceañeras.
I know. No, but they have.
They sell
have
pottery.
yeah.
They sell pottery there now.
They have
Anything south?
competitions there. They have
I
rodeos
don't-
there.
Maybe in Maricopa. I think there used
Gotcha.
to be an arena over there. But Maricopa, Queen Creek, Buckeye, New River,
Carefree,
Scottsdale.
maybe.
There's one in Cave Creek.
Or
yeah,
Cave
but
Creek,
it doesn't really
yeah.
get used that much,
I
but there
got
is
you.
one out there. Yeah.
And how often do they have these competitions?
Oh, I was competing like 2-3 times a week at different arenas.
wow.
So like I remember,
In town?
yeah, when I started being better and going to more, then I remember I was going to college, working, and I would go do my competitions, and I would do at least 3 a week. I'd do one on Tuesday nights, one on Friday nights, and then one like Saturday or Sunday during the day.
So let me ask you a question. Do a nice competition. Do you have to register yourself? Like, we'll get to your world championship thing. I mean, how do they know who you are?
Do you have like
You
a?
just
Do you
go
have like
sign
a,
up,
a
your
card?
name. Nope.
Registration.
Until you're like professional level,
Okay.
you don't do that. You literally just if it's a local race, you just go put your name. I'm riding so and so. Here's my entry.
Can I borrow the horse? So I'm gonna get in this shit real quick. And your pistols.
Okay. So
So you're going to college at the same time.
Yeah. I
What are you
decided to
studying?
go back to school.
What are you studying?
I went for speech and hearing sciences
Okay.
because I wanted to be a speech therapist.
you're in the right spot 'cause these dudes don't listen for nothing.
Are you kidding? The guy. Really? This
Yeah,
guy
I
saying
know.
that?
See how they are?
Yeah. So I went to school for that, and the only reason why I picked it, was because one of my girlfriends who rode horses was a speech therapist. And she said, it's easy and you get paid a lot. That's the only reason why I did it.
Boom.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There you go.
enough, yeah.
That's right up my alley.
Well, but
Easy
I
and
don't.
get paid
But
a lot.
I'm not a speech therapist anymore, so
Okay.
that didn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So why didn't it work out? I'm gonna do this.
I
You
loved going to school for it.
Okay.
But then I realized I hated working with kids.
It's honest.
That's
Yeah.
honest. That'll be honesty.
no,
That'll be honesty.
yeah. So I was like, I need to work with adults only. So then I got into real estate full time, and that's what I currently do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that part. So
Yeah.
what did you get into the mounted shooting?
So
How did you get into mounted shooting?
Yeah, how? So eventually I got better at barrel racing, and then I ended up buying another horse, a step-up horse, and that's really common too. So like you start off with like a horse that you can ride, and it's not going to kill you, and then
Tyson. What is he
even
called?
though he was a dick. Then you buy your step-up horse, which is like a nicer, faster horse than you just had.
Is this Donald?
It's not Donald.
Oh.
This was Zeus.
Whoa.
I love
Oh,
Zeus.
dang.
Is this still a quarter horse?
He's an appendix, so he's half quarter horse, half thoroughbred. So he was a little bigger than a quarter horse.
A little more powerful.
Powerful, fast, but not as smart. Like
Not as agile.
smart. Well, like it's funny because Tyson, he was a quarter horse. He was very smart. Like that, I used to call him Tidini because he used to like Houdini because I would look in the backyard and he wouldn't be there. Like he'd escape out of his stall,
Hot dang.
and like he would watch
He didn't like your
whatever you
food.
were doing. He would watch you, how you opened this, where the food was, where the treats were. Like he was so smart.
Wow.
Zeus, bless his heart, but he was just kind of wasn't very smart.
Timmy.
He was a good boy, very good boy. He was very sweet, very like docile, but just fast, but just not that smart. He wasn't all there.
But he wasn't a dick.
He wasn't a dick. He was just very like, are we gonna run now? Okay, and then would just like stand there. Like he didn't have a personality.
So did he know how to do the barrel?
Oh yeah, he was great at barrels. So I got
Okay.
really good at barrel racing with him and pole bending. Like he's the one that won me money. Got
Yeah,
me
that's what I was
going.
saying. Did you win any money?
Oh yeah,
with these
eventually
guys?
I became really
When
good.
did the prizes or the purses start coming in?
The what?
The prizes or the
oh,
purses?
yeah.
The
I don't
what?
know.
The purses.
Speech therapy.
The poop
Yeah.
the purple.
It's a horse thing.
Buca de
The
Beppo,
purse
what?
It's like a horse. When
Time to
like,
call
you
your
win
training in
money,
right here.
it's a purse. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
These guys don't know nothing about competing.
Yeah.
All right. So you have Zeus, and
Yeah.
he's winning you money.
He's winning. He's doing great. But then the sport got boring. Once I got good at it, and it was like this is
You needed
the
a new
same
challenge.
pattern all the time. I was like, this is boring.
So how long is this? I guess after your 2 months,
So
Tyson.
this is like 5 years later.
Oh,
Five-
okay.
Yeah, 5
So you
years
did it for
later.
5 years.
I did it for 5 years. By then, I bought a truck, a trailer, a horse. Then I bought horse property. Then I bought another horse. So now I have 2 horses. And then I upgraded everything. I've got a bigger truck, a bigger trailer. Like it just has snowballed into a lifestyle by then.
Oh, you just dived into it 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wow.
What kind of truck did you get?
Okay, so when I first got my truck, I had a Tundra.
Oh, nice.
It was nice, but it was a gas hog. Never again. Now I have my baby. She's a 3500
Oh,
Ram
shit.
Mega cab.
There you go.
You got a truck.
Laramie. Yeah, she's
Diesel.
my nice diesel. And I'll never get a gas truck again. They're horrible.
My little Colorado.
diesel.
I got a Colorado.
They're great trucks.
It's a V6.
Fun size, just like him. It's fun size,
Yeah,
just
no.
like him.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I told my dog around it.
Now, you know what? After like driving around 3/4 ton, after that, I won't go back. I have a 3/4 ton and I have a.
Is that here right now?
Yeah. No. I rode Uber over here.
Oh.
Easier on the gas.
Yeah.
But no, after you drive a 3/4 ton and you haul some stuff around, dude,
night and
it's so
day.
hard to go back to
It
like
is. And I don't even think
a half
like,
ton.
my 3500 is like good. It's a good on
Dually?
on fuel. No, it's not a dually. So I didn't want a dually because they suck. Like to park. You don't really need a dually unless you're pulling like 4 or 5 horses. And I knew I was never gonna pull that much.
So can you
I
back the
never
trailer
want
in?
that. Oh yeah.
All right, just go ahead.
Oh yeah. I
Can you back a trailer?
I mean,
Hell yeah.
since day one, like when I went to go buy my horse, it's like me driving. I had a Tundra and a little bumper pull, and then now I have a bigger truck and a bigger trailer, and now I have 2 trailers. And so it's just like snowballed. And yeah, you have to learn how to drive them, park them. The bigger they are, the easier they are to park.
True.
I would agree. So,
I would agree.
I would agree. I definitely would agree. Yeah, because you got a little trailer that kind of starts jackknifing on you,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So,
And gooseneck is better all the way.
Is that what you have,
Yeah,
gooseneck?
I have 2. Yeah,
Okay.
goosenecks. No more bumper pulls for me.
so you got the biggest truck, you got the baddest trailer, you got a couple horses. So, I'm assuming now you're going out of state.
Oh yeah. So then like even barrel racing, I was going to like Vegas to compete, and I think I went to-
Southwest region.
yes.
most part?
Yeah, like New Mexico, California, stayed local. For mounted shooting, I'm going like I think I went to Wyoming.
Wow.
I want to go to Tennessee this coming year. I've never been to Eastern Championships. I go to Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Nevada. So yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a commitment. I mean, you got to haul your horses, you got to feed your horses.
You got to do everything. You have to pack a lot.
I bet.
Imagine.
Because you're gone. Like my longest trip is the one for Texas, and that's the World Championship, and I'm gone for like 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
It takes 3 days to get there, and then because you have a horse, you have to like drive for
So long.
8 hours, and then pull the horse off. Stay at a horse ground where you can get him out. He can
Let
walk
him
around.
Go free.
sleep,
Yeah.
and then put him back, and it's a
So,
lot.
so these horse grounds scattered, I guess, I suppose. I mean, how
Yeah.
do you
Yeah, you just
Like KOAs.
you literally Google them, and they're like horse hotels. So you
Really?
go in there with your truck. They have RV spots, so you just hook up your trailer and like. So most people who do this, they have what's called a living quarters. So it's like a horse trailer, but it's also
Yeah.
has like an RV section for you, so you can
I've seen
sleep there. Has a kitchen, a bathroom.
Is that what you have?
Yeah, it's great. I love
That
it.
is so interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I would
they
never
look
know
like
that either.
toy haulers. But
Yeah.
you put instead of your Can-Am in the
Right,
back,
right.
it's your horse.
Your
How
horse.
do the horses like that?
Oh, think it's fine. You put food in front of them. They're just cruising and.
Because I always, I'm cruising down, going up wherever, and I see the horse trailers, and I see a horse popping his head out the
I think
side
they
there,
like
and I go,
it.
What's with the long face?
Yeah.
what's with the long face? Exactly.
What's with the long face?
Yeah.
I think they like it.
I think so too.
Like dogs? Are they like dogs where they like the wind?
Oh
hitting them
yeah,
and shit
yeah.
like that?
I always see Donald. Like Donald has a big personality, so he always sticks his nose out. Like so, I'm driving in the rear view, and he's like
You can
sticking
see
his tongue out. Like
That's
crazy.
cool.
Kinds
Yeah.
of babas going everywhere.
Yeah.
Donald look like Donald?
Donald.
Does he look like Donald?
He looks like the Donald. He's
Yeah.
named after Donald,
Donald.
Trump.
Yeah.
The Donald.
Yeah.
He's orange. He's a bay.
He's blonde.
Pompe.
No, he's Palomino. Blonde,
Palomino.
platinum blonde hair. And
Remember?
he's.
No,
I'll show him a picture.
Pobrecito.
I'm just surprised about the horse property thing. The horse hotels. I didn't have no idea about that.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
you
cool.
pull in, you can just plug in your trailer, so then you have electricity, you can shower and all that stuff, and then you just put the horse in the stall, feed him, and everyone relaxes for the night.
How's the other competitors when you go like to Texas or whatever? I mean,
How
people
are they?
cool? I mean, people
So
idiots.
mounted barrel racing, it's all women. It's drama. Mounted shooting.
That's part of the rodeo
You
circuit,
don't
yeah,
right?
say.
yeah.
Barrel
Mounted
racing.
shooting is there's like your clicks here and there, but for the most part, everybody is very welcoming in this sport, and it's all levels. Like I compete against guys who are in their 50s and 60s, and they're just as good as the young guys. Like it's very the whole family could do this sport. Little kids.
10-year-olds.
Yeah. I think you could start shooting and live fire at 14.
Is it slowly becoming part of the rodeo circuit?
I
Yeah,
hope
that's what I was
so.
gonna ask.
It's the most entertaining. Like we go to rodeos, and so part of the normal rodeo show, it does not include mounted shooting. Mounted shooting's rare. So there's some rodeos here in Arizona. So like the Prada del Sol rodeo, it's every March. It's in Scottsdale. It's indoors at Westworld. They have mounted shooting there. And they'll do Flagstaff Rodeo has mounted shooting. Prescott Rodeo used to have us there, but it's very rare because and I don't know if it's just because the noise scares all the other animals. They're not used to it. I mean, their guns are really loud.
Right.
And so I don't know if it's because it scares all the other animals, but it's the most entertaining. Like the audience loves it because it's timed, it's guns, it's cool. Like you can see when someone messes up and misses.
Right,
it's
right.
not like when you watch barrel
Do you get
racing.
booze in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So it's a lot of fun. But the crowd loves it, and it should be professionally like in the NFR, I think, because that would be so much fun.
Check this out, man. I rode a bull one time.
What was her name?
At Saddle Ranch.
What was her name?
What was her name?
I forgot her name. Bertha?
Did you really ride a bull?
No, check this out. My ex-girlfriend, she not my ex-girlfriend. She wasn't.
Yeah.
Her parents purchased some acre property, horse property.
Yeah.
They had corrals and everything from the previous owners, and her dad, he's from Guadalajara, Mexico. So, he came from like in his early days, the ranchos and stuff like that, outside of Guadalajara. Anyway, he wanted to start buying some horses and whatever. But the first thing he bought was a bull.
Earthquake.
And he borrowed he called me, he said, "Hey Jeffrey, I bought a bull,
A toro.
but my truck won't haul the neighbor's trailer. He borrowed the neighbor's trailer. I got to go pick it up. I had a 3/4 ton at the time, and then so he's like, "Can you bring your truck over and we'll haul it?" All right, yeah, blah blah blah. We bring the horse.
Yeah, Dad, I'll go.
We bring the
bull.
We bring the bull back. The bull's being stubborn, doesn't want to get out of the trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
Finally, we get it out, and then it's acting wild, and we get it corralled.
Yeah.
So then from there, me and my friend, my ex-girlfriend's brothers, we get this idea of let's try to ride this bull.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's try to ride this bull.
Like the Mexicanos without no hands.
Yeah,
Right?
like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yes.
So anyway, they voted me to try to ride the bull first. I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
I'm a
try it.
wrestler.
Yeah. It's her brothers. Of course, they're gonna bull.
Yeah. They don't like you, man.
Long story short, I get on this bull and they're trying to irritate the bull. The dad was like
Yeah.
trying to rope it up to where it irritates the bull. So
Yeah.
they'll buck and everything. And then finally, when they let the gate open, the bull like walks out like real calm.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm bracing myself. I'm right there waiting.
Spur that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
It didn't do anything.
The bull looked at me and he's like, fuck this guy. And then he just lays down.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who that is?
That was my bull riding experience.
Put him to
dude.
sleep.
That's Ferdinand.
Ferdinand the bull.
It was Ferdinand the bull.
And that was my experience with bull riding.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, a lot of
More than
people-
8 seconds.
A lot of people don't know, like they breed those bucking bulls,
Yes, they
and
do.
they
Oh, yeah.
also have they have something under them, like
Irritate them.
that irritates
irritate
them.
them, yeah.
Tightness, and
Yeah.
you see like once the guys
Around their
see the
huevos.
people
Tighten
the
your huevos up,
horses
fool, and
go
see what
they
happens.
Take it off.
I was
then-
watching it the other day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
And-
favorite sports.
And
Yeah,
same
PBR.
with the bucking horses, those are like bred to buck. That yeah.
Yeah,
But-
correct.
Bronco Buster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Sky Harbor one time, and I happened to be sitting at the bar next to the dude, and he was from Idaho, and he was here for a rodeo, and he brought bulls.
You're
Oh,
what?
For a rodeo, huh?
You're a hoe?
No, Idaho, the potato.
Oh.
No, seriously, he said the same thing. That's what they retired, and he breeds bulls for just rodeos.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. So, where we leave off? You're in Texas.
Well, I've competed. Yeah. Oh, so how did
She's
I get
traveling.
into mounted
Yeah, she's
shooting?
traveling.
No, how did I get
Yeah,
into
how'd you
mounted
shooting?
shooting?
Yeah,
so I got
damn
bored.
bullshit story.
I got bored. I got bored, and then
He threw you under the bus.
I saw this sport. It's called mounted shooting on YouTube.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, where'd you see
I
this?
saw it on YouTube, and then I go, that looks like fun. I want to try that. So I looked up the lady's name, and her name was Kenda Lansang, who's started
World
being a
champion.
trainer. World champion, Kenda Lansang. She's the only female to win it twice.
Twice.
Yeah. So, and she was out in New River. So I was like, I need to go take lessons from her. And I went, and it was, again, hard, but it was so much fun. And at that point, I had Zeus, who's fast, and I'm like, he could do this sport. Well, no. Zeus was a chicken and did not like the gun. I would go like this and just put my arm out, and he'd go sideways.
And he'd
like,
see it.
Ah,
it
damn.
was like, I'm not about this life. Yeah, he did not like it.
He wasn't gangsta.
He was not gangster. He was just too fragile mentally for that. So then I went back to. So then I started trying to get him to be more comfortable around it. So I had a bright idea of I put a bunch of treats on the ground for my horses. So they're sitting there eating them, and I went on the other side of my property and I started firing the gun.
Oh.
And I just saw their reaction.
Yeah.
And
Spooked.
Zeus booked it. He was on. Tyson just like side-eyed me like, what was that? And then just kept eating the treats. And I did it again, and he kind of like looked up, didn't care. So I just got closer and closer to the point where I was right next to him, fired it, didn't do anything. So then I got on top of him, fired it, could care less. So I was like, you're my new mountain.
And that's funny because
That
that
was
was
my
my
first
next
horse.
question was how did they react to the pop?
So most horses, a lot of people don't do this sport because it takes a long time to train these horses. I got really lucky because Tyson did not care. Remember, he was a dickhead to begin with. He was like, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. So I used him as my mounted shooting horse. And the only problem he had was like, he was not very athletic to begin with. Like by then, this is 5 years later, I'm running fast and I can ride much better. I'm sitting there kicking the shit out of him, and he just could not. He's just like
Couldn't
not
get up.
athletically built.
Right.
Like, he was like just have square wheels. Like he was horrible riding him, and I'm kicking him, whipping him, and he was just like a dick. He's like, I'm going as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Now are
Like,
you wearing spurs?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We're-
of course. So
yeah.
when you kick him, that's
Yeah, and
We
you
get
wear
it.
spurs because like when you kick a horse, like the back of your shoe, like they feel it, but that's like me going like this to you. A spur, because it's metal, it just whenever you're riding, you
Pokes.
use your legs.
Okay,
You use your
yeah.
legs, and like you look that way, you're gonna use this leg to put pressure on them. So then they move away from the pressure, so then they'll go that way. If I want to go this way, I'm gonna use this leg, put pressure on them, we'll go this way. They move away from pressure.
And that's how you guide the horse as you're.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
with
because
your
you're looking
legs.
at the target.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're looking at your target. And then your reins, you can tilt their nose in whatever direction you're going to go, but those are really like your brakes. They're just breaks.
Interesting. Yes. So you got to be mindful of not only the target but directing your horse.
It's like
all
playing
at
the
same
drums.
time.
Yeah.
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 Every limb has to have its own brain or own mind or
Yeah.
whatever.
And in this sport, so where barrel racing's the same pattern, it does not change at all. Mountain shooting's the opposite. There's over 80 patterns. And so you have to practice all of them, but then when you get to the competition, they'll only have 3 or 5, depending how big the shoot is. And you don't know what those are going to be.
That's what I was gonna ask. So it's a surprise?
Yeah, so it's a surprise. And like there's some patterns where you can only ride to the left on your left lead, which I know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What that means. So whenever you ride a horse, if you ever look at their front legs, okay, they're going this. If I'm gonna go to the right, this is called their right lead. They need to pick up their right leg, so that it's comfortable for you and comfortable for them. A lot of people
Have to be in
who are-
sync with them.
You have to be
You
in
have to be
sync.
in rhythm
But
with
whenever
them.
you first ride a horse, you can't tell the difference of when their legs are, but when you become a better rider, you can. So some horses are better on their left lead, which their left front leg, than their right front leg leading versus the other. So
Left-handed versus right-handed.
kind of, yeah. Exactly.
It's like they're dominant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna take another break, and we're gonna come pick this one back up. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, because we're now
Yeah.
getting into it.
Yeah.
We're learning all kinds of horse terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Clap.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right.
And she does it. 11.152, and the fast time drops again. 11.152.
All right. We are back. We left off. It was funny because we took a break and I was talking to the ladies in the house there and
In the green room.
in the green room, and we're talking about the horses have left-handed or right-handed, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Left-legged,
they're
right-legged.
leads.
So
I was saying the courses, again, they favor, you never know. It's hard. The sport is hard because when you go to an event, all the courses are different. So some of them could be more dominantly, on the right lead than the left. So it kind of just throws the horse off because it's not their best side. So you're going to have a harder time turning the horse and shooting going to the right or left. It's just more challenging, the sport is.
So when you get, do you know what you said there was several different tracks, right? You could run, right?
Yeah, courses. So
Courses.
like if I have an option of running where I'm going to turn right, I'll do that versus turning left.
So you get a choice. I guess what
You do get a
I'm
choice.
asking is it a draw? This is your course you get.
You get a course and there's some rules along the course. So if there's a gate, which means it's like 2 targets, you have to go through it, you have to run through it. Everybody does. But there's not rules as how you can run it, but you also want to be strategic because it's also based on time. So how you win is based on the fastest time, and you have to shoot all your shots. If you miss a shot, for every shot you miss, it's 5 seconds.
There's a penalty.
That's the penalty. If you also run over one of the gates or the barrel that you're supposed to turn and hit, that's also 5 seconds. So you want to be fast, smooth, hit your
Fast and
target,
efficient.
and controlled. Yeah, and efficient.
5
Run the
seconds could be an
course-
eternity.
Yeah, I know. So like if I go, so for example, like this last Worlds I went to, I missed 2 shots and I was just out of the game. Like I knew it because you have to be perfect or you're not going to win.
How many targets are there?
There's always 10 targets.
Always 10 targets.
Always 10 targets, which you have 2 guns. They're single action, so you have to pull back the hammer every single time. Yep.
No, you're on the course
5 rounds per
So
pistol.
it's a 6 shooter, but
Okay.
you only load 5.
I got you.
Yep, and you're only legally allowed to load 5. You can't throw an extra one in there and then try to get it if you miss.
Look what happened.
Yeah, so you have to be mindful of when you're riding the horse, you're steering the horse, but then I got to pull back the hammer.
Timing on everything.
Cock the hammer.
Cock the
Did you cock the hammer or do you or
Nope,
or do you
yep.
just
No, you have to cock it.
every
Oh,
time.
shit,
So you
alright.
cock it,
Single
shoot,
action.
cock it, shoot. So yeah, and you're going fast, so it's a lot.
Right.
It
So
takes
do
a
you
lot.
practice target shooting?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just on the horse because it's different from standing on the ground. When you're moving, also because the ammo that we used, it's a blank and it's spectator safe. The projectile on it's maybe 20 feet. So, but because when you're running and you're going fast, let's just say it's a windy day, your ammo most likely will get carried away. So you don't want to be too far away, but then also you don't want to be too close. Because if I were to shoot this and I'm off of a hair,
Right.
it's just going to go right past.
So what is it? A powder or like?
Yep. So it's a blank. It's a 45. It looks like a regular 45 shell. And then it's crimped at the end. There's black powder in it. And they make half loads and full loads. When you compete, everybody has to have a 45 and everybody has to compete with a full load of ammo, which it sounds just like a regular 45.
Right.
Something Alec Baldwin should have used.
So
Yes.
it's almost
Yeah, should have
that's
both.
jacked up. It's almost like a shotgun shell, right? It spreads out, right?
It does.
You're
It
gonna be too
spreads
far.
out, but it's not as. So the targets they're good size. They're maybe this big.
So what is a target?
It's just a balloon.
It's a balloon.
Just a balloon.
Okay.
Yep. And when we're moving, again, depending on how you're running the pattern, depending on the pattern, sometimes you're close to the target and sometimes you're far away. Like,
And-
Are you
and-
on the course with another rider?
no, it's just you.
Okay.
There's a guy that's called the range master, and he looks at all the rules as
Okay.
far as watching you. So he looks at
like a
there's-
referee kind of.
Kind of like a referee, yeah. Because if you drop your gun, your other gun, like when you holster, so you're shooting your 5 targets, you have to holster without looking, grab your other gun. So you have to, everything is very flawlessly done.
So you're right-handed. It looks like
I'm
right?
right-handed,
So
yeah.
so you always shoot the right,
I always shoot
regardless
right.
where the target's at.
Are
Yes.
these the only 2 pistols that you have, or do you have another set?
Nope, those are my faithful.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about these.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, let's talk about those. Is this the first time you ever shot a gun?
No, it wasn't the first time I ever shot a
she's from
gun,
Maho, man.
but it was.
It's true.
Right? Yeah. But it was the first time I ever shot like a 6-shooter.
Okay.
Okay.
So like the hammer pulled back. And I guess when I first shot it, it doesn't really have
Recoil.
like, a recoil on it, which is nice. I think the shotgun one does.
What about a
In
live,
the
like a
sport- Yeah,
actual
I have,
slug?
I have put live ammo in those.
And then
shot
you have
it,
more
and
of a
there's
recoil.
a lot of
Correct.
recoil in it. Yeah, but in these, there's not. No.
So
It's
you've
just
come
loud.
to know your pistols,
Yeah.
right?
And they're strategically like when I got those guns, so you have to have an action job done on them.
which is
Well, I didn't do it myself, but I took it to like a gunsmith and he did it. So it's like your hammer is just smoother to pull back
Correct.
and your
Okay,
trigger's
okay.
lighter. So on one gun,
Hair
I
trigger.
have
Or hammer.
I have one where the trigger is a lot lighter than my other one. So whenever I'm running a pattern where there's 5 of the shots and they're coming at you faster, then I'll switch my first gun to the lighter one so that it's easier for me to shoot.
Are you doing that as you're doing the competition, as you're riding, or you
Yeah.
do that before you start?
Oh no, before I start.
You position them before
So,
you start,
yeah,
and
so
then
usually-
as you're
Yeah, usually I always keep my lighter gun second because your first 5 targets for the majority of the courses are kind of spread out. So I use my heavier one just in case my finger is resting on the trigger. I don't accidentally hit it. Like if
Way
my
too
horse
many
were to
With
trip or
rhythm,
do
with
something.
rhythm. Right. It,
Yeah.
like, accidentally,
So because again, if your horse trips or something and my finger just touches it and it goes off, then that's not good.
You wasted
I
a
just
shot. You only got
wasted a
5.
shot. Yep, it's 5 penalties or
Let-
5 seconds.
Let me ask you this: have you ever competed when it was like really windy and
Yeah.
like the balloon is like
Yep.
swaying
Yes.
this way and that way?
Yeah, I have a video of it. I have been trying to. Obviously, you guys. I have an Instagram. It's just my name, Nekkei, and I post like really cool content. on
That's
there.
Japanese, by the way.
It is. But I've been wanting to make a reel of all the misses that I have.
Oh.
Luckily, I don't have that many misses, so it's hard. I'm just waiting.
got a guy
to get
right here.
those shots.
Sure.
But I have one where it's super windy and it's like a back shot and I'm shooting back at it and I shoot at it and the balloon goes and it just goes right past it.
That was the thing.
Oh wow!
So
Cool to see.
so say you pass a balloon
Mm-hmm.
and do you have to shoot the by rules? Do you have to shoot the balloon while it's in front of you, or can
Nope.
you pass it and then turn around?
It doesn't matter.
Just as
There's
long as you hit it.
As long as you
pop
hit it.
Yep.
And I would
there's-
imagine on a windy day you want to shoot backwards.
Yeah, Yeah, you want to be as close as you can, and your ammo goes further if you shoot behind.
Behind.
Like my rule of thumb, the faster
Because you're not
you
going
go-
against the wind.
Right, you're not going against the wind. Your ammo will spread out faster, and the higher level. There's only 6 levels. Everybody starts off as a 1. So as a 1 and a 2, your goal is just to go out there and just be clean. Shoot all your targets. It's not a race. You just want to be clean. You don't have to really start pushing your horse until I would say 3 and up. I'm a 5 now.
That's when
so
you
I
shift
have
gears.
You have to shift gears. You have to push your horse and you have to go faster, which then also you then have to adjust to all your shooting because now you're going faster. So you have to not shoot early, but then you also can't shoot late because your horse is running underneath
gone.
you. He's gone. You're going to just pass the target.
So tell me, Mia, what type of guns are these?
So they're 45s. These are Ubertis is the brand. It's like I think it's their friend.
Are they replicas or are they original?
No, those are original. They're made by like Taylor's Firearms, it's called. And these guns are made for my sport. They're called El Patrons. And they're
Nice.
just cowboy mounted shooting guns. So the hammer on these is just lower than it would be on a normal revolver.
Yeah, I noticed too that they're a little fatter
Yeah.
for your thumb.
Yeah.
So they have individual names?
No,
No?
they're just old faithfuls, and a lot of people don't really use those guns. So I feel kind of special because So this is another thing that makes this sport hard. Whenever you're amp, so everybody loads at right before you go is when you load your gun. You're not like out warming up with a loaded gun. So when you're loading the ammo that you use. Sometimes it's not very good ammo. So when you're out there running and you pull it,
There can
and
be
either
duds.
Your gun can jam, or it doesn't hit, like the little pin doesn't hit the primer right.
Right.
Your gun won't go off. So it's like that's another level that you have to think. You have to have good guns that are reliable, and those have been solid. Like I have never had problems with them.
Walk us through. So if you miss the balloon,
Yeah.
how do you get out
yeah.
mentally? Right, mentally. Now
no.
you're right. You're going like,
I'm
oh shit, I
thinking
just
about it.
missed, right?
I'm pissed.
But I
Like,
gotta
yeah.
continue.
Yeah, and it's
like golf.
I don't miss that much, but when I do, I'm like in my head, I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't believe I just missed
have
that.
you-
But then you have to focus
Right.
on the next because you're not done.
Right.
You're not done. You still have another 5, 6. Again, the worst one is when you miss the last one or the first balloon.
yeah.
Because then you're just going through the pattern. And you're like,
I just
fuck.
either I just messed it up.
I just messed up.
Yeah, right. Damn.
But it's kind of like football because you never know. So I'll give you an example. Like the pressure in this sport, it's already hard. You're
Right.
already having your horse is like you have to be in sync with your horse. Your horse has to listen to you because if he doesn't, he's just like bye. Your just whole run is screwed. Your entry fee, like all the time and money you just spent, just you're done.
All the gas on 3500.
But the pressure, every time I go to it's called a major, just like golf. A major is like a 4 or 5 day shoot where they have different pots, different side pots. It's a big deal. Every time I go to a major, I'm so nervous because I don't want to mess it up. I've just paid like $1,000 to enter and
Wow.
be here all week. I don't want to mess up. I want to win. My stomach is just turning in knots, and I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Why do I sign up for
Like the
this?
competition.
And then
Like the
when I leave,
competition.
I'm the happiest, like walking out of the arena so confident.
Because you know
so
what?
happy.
What's funny is you're competitive with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
I
the
am.
same way. I'm competitive with myself, and like, I beat myself up, especially
Yeah.
like earlier. I said with golf.
Yeah.
With golf, these guys know I like to golf. I'm so competitive. If us 4 go golfing together, I don't care what they're shooting.
Yeah.
I care about what I'm shooting.
Yeah.
And I beat myself up.
So
beat
do
myself
you
up.
draw any like correlation of you playing athletics and basketball being your
Yes.
favorite sport of
I think-
choice
yes.
relates to?
So early on, my dad was really good about. My dad was the one that put me in sports, but he also was like super tough love with all of us, and especially me. I remember one time I got hurt in volleyball. I like rolled my ankle coming down off of the net on the other player's foot. And I remember I was crying, and this was in high school.
Right.
And my dad was like, "You're not made of sugar. Suck it up.
Nah.
You're going to get hurt in sports. This is just what it is. If you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to, like, don't play."
Find something else to do.
Yeah.
What's your
Rub
dad?
some dirt on
what's,
it.
Rub some dirt on it.
What would you say your dad's favorite sport is?
My dad doesn't even like sports. He's like the
What?
least athletic person. But my dad
Can't
is
walk and chew gum.
My dad is
You can't
all,
give him both sides of the coin
No,
here.
yeah, my dad could care less. He was all about like supporting and being a good father, which was great. He was there at every single game.
Sure.
They'd travel and watch us and take us to everywhere. But I don't ever think, honestly, he didn't have the best childhood, so he probably was.
Maybe he
just
was
being there
vicarious
supportive.
through you.
Yeah, probably. And like now, I think he's proud of me. Like I would.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure
would
he is.
hope
You're a
so.
world
Yeah.
champion.
So
You're in Texas, not in Thatcher no more.
So, you're speaking of how you rolled your ankle and you said you're not made of sugar. Have you been hurt in your sport?
Oh, yes. So it started in barrel racing. Well, actually, I lied. Tyson was the dickhead, my first horse. He was the first horse
Cheat
that
Tyson.
he
Fucking
bucked me
Tyson.
off. And with horses, you cannot be scared of being.
Yeah.
Or you have to be the boss with them because that's how they're very smart and they try to get out of doing everything. So that's when they'll throw a little buck. And it's funny because being a horse person, people I talk to, they'll be like, I rode a horse one time and it took off up with me. And ever since then, I've never rode a horse again. Or I've ridden a horse and it bucked and it was so scary. And I think that they think that those things haven't happened to me, but they have. They've happened to all horse people. The difference is there's some twisted thing in our
back
brain.
right up.
It's like
that we
it's
just
like a
get
bicycle. You get back on it.
Yeah, we just get back on. So I've fallen. So Tyson bucked me off, and he was the first horse that ever really. I went flying forward. I did not backward, forward over him, and I remember I just could not breathe. And what you had to do is I got him on a lunge line, which I know you guys don't know what that means. But it's like a big rope, and you exercise them around you.
Oh, we see.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
So that's called lunging. I lunged him until he could not breathe anymore. Remember, this was the one who was not that athletic to begin with, right?
Right.
So after that, he never did it again.
Because you have to establish dominance.
You do.
Right.
You do. And like my 140 pounds cannot control 1,000 pounds if they don't want to do something. Sure.
Right.
So speaking of that, and then Zeus, he was very athletic and he was a good boy, never did anything bad, never kicked, bucked, reared, nothing. But with Zeus, whenever we were barrel racing, there was 2 or 3 times where like he tripped, and when he went down, I went down with him. And it happens so fast, and your adrenaline is so up that I don't think you feel it in that moment. So although it was scary, you just have to get back on. And I think my dad being tough on me like really made me.
Mother buckers.
Yeah.
Mother
Yeah, I mean that's
buckers.
amazing. 'Cause they're big animals. I mean they're big
They are.
animals.
My worst story was Layla, who
I was just gonna ask you.
yes.
You talked about male horses that
Male
you've owned.
horses.
Have you owned
They're
any
called-
female horses?
Yeah, so male horses that are fixed or castrated, they're called geldings.
Yep.
So horses, you have geldings, you have mares, which they don't fix the mares, so they're very hormonal, like women. And then you have like what you would call a stallion or a stud.
That's me.
Okay. So
Fuck out of here.
so I have always had, Tyson was a gelding, Zeus. So it's not very Americanized that you have studs. Like you don't have them unless you're breeding them because they're crazy. They're mean, they're hormonal, they're very strong. You don't want that. So the common person, if they have a boy or a male horse, they have a gelding. And geldings are very easy, very relaxed. They just
They're
kind of go
eunuchs.
with the flow. Even Tyson, who was a dick, head, like you would get after him, and he was like, "Oh, okay, fine." Like he was a dick. He
Put him in
tested
check.
you, but you put him in check, and he was okay with it. Layla was my first mare, and I loved her. And the reason why I got her was because by then I had been shooting for a while, but Tyson had something wrong inside his hoof called navicular, which is like the inside of his hoof is getting eaten away essentially. So I knew he was not going to last that long competing, and I was going to have to find a backup. So I got Layla. I drove all the way to Texas, got her. Wow. She was beautiful. She was a quarter horse, super smart. She was only 2 when I got her, and I started taking her around the guns. She didn't care. But she was a 2-year-old, so they're not trained all the way. She is my worst accident because whenever we started going faster, again, it's mental. I think she was just too young. But because when I started,
She was full of energy.
she just would get anxiety. The faster we would go. She was okay if I shot off her and we were going slow. But whenever I would run on her, because by then I was in the higher levels, I needed her to run a little faster so I can keep up with all the other people. She would get what they call she would be a runaway. She would grab the bit in her mouth and she would be like, bye. She'd basically give me the finger and I could not control her with one hand. So I'd put my gun away and then there we go, trying to stop her. She just would run away.
Yeah, because you said the reins are the brakes.
Reins are your brakes, yeah. And she was so strong. Like she was built like a stud. Like
Really?
she looked like a stud from far away. Thick neck, really short body. So she just would grab the bit and she was just like, bye. There was no stopping her unless you really like pulled back as hard as you could. And that's maybe because she didn't want you pulling on her face. But she ran me into the fence.
Oh, wow.
One day, and I have it on video. I'll show you guys. But I'm shooting and she's not listening. So I shoot the last shot just because I'm prideful and I don't want to miss it. Just shoot it. And she's going this way, and I'm still looking that way. I'm supposed to be going straight. And so I put my gun away. By the time I look, I'm at the fence already. She ducks, and I go flying straight into the fence. And right, just like my face first, and I was going faster, and I just hit it so bad that I'm on the ground, and I could not. It was the worst. It knocked the air out of me for a good, minute. I thought I was literally going to die. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I learned this is one of the strongest bones in your body. It did not break, but this is what, all my weight went in here. Yeah. I ruined my neck, broke my ribs.
Really?
It was bad. Yeah. It was
Broke
not
your
good.
ribs.
Yeah. I'll have to show you the video. Because the guns, I was wearing that belt.
I've seen the video.
And the guns,
Send that. We'll put it on.
I've seen the video.
they jam up into your ribs.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
heavy.
Makes sense.
So, and again, what I crashed into was cast iron
Yeah.
poles. And so it was bad. After that, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm too old. I was borrowing my trainer's horses to compete on. So I was still competing during that time, but I was trying to get her to be my horse and I couldn't. So by then Kenda came up to me and was like, there's too many good horses for you to keep riding this one. And you've tried. I mean, by that time she was 5 years old. So
She won.
She won, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I sold her. She's living the life now. She's on a 10-acre ranch in
Sun
Missouri. She's her owner loves her, spoils her, does not compete. She just trail rides lightly on her. But the owner and I are Facebook friends, and she's living the life. She has 2 little pony friends.
Is there anything you could do for the horse, like put plugs in their ears or anything like that?
Yeah, but so you put the plugs in their ears just like you would for us. You could still hear it and it's still there, but it's more just protecting their hearing. It doesn't stop them from realizing that you're shooting a gun off of them. So in the sport, a lot of young people don't do it that much because it's really hard to get your horse gun broke. It takes years and years, and your horse needs to be really confident. Tyson, he's kind of a dickhead, but he was confident. He was confident in himself. He didn't care about anything, so he was fine with it. Whereas Zeus, for example, he was super athletic, had everything going for him, but mentally, it was too scary for him. He couldn't do it. So it takes a special type of horse for this sport and many, many years of training. So when I sold Layla, that's when my trainer was like, there's a horse you should look at, and he's really nice. That's all she said. She sent me a video, and I was like,
he was really, really
he
great.
Doesn't look fast. That's what I said. I was like, nah, I don't like the way he moves, and he's Palomino, which is my least favorite color. The blonde horses. I'm kind of biased. I like horses with brown hair. I just do.
Right.
So I was like, nah, not interested. So she's like, okay. So then a couple months goes by, and his owners were like, hey, we're going to sell Donald, is his name. We're going to sell him. Will you do a run on him so we can get a video of him because we want to sell him? So I go, yeah, no problem. Get on him. And I rode him, and I was like, wow, he's really, really nice. I liked him just from getting on him. Perfect fit.
Your personality's
so
meshed.
Then I do a couple runs, and everybody is amazed that he can even run that fast. And I was
Even
too.
you.
Even you.
Me.
Sounds like you.
I was and I could feel how much more he had to give. Like I was like, wow, he's gonna be really good and really fast.
That's
Freaking
awesome.
Donald.
That's awesome that you can
Storm the Capitol.
feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it under because like Tyson. So there's two types of horses. There's what you call push style, which is where you have to kick them to go. Then there's free runners, which was Zeus. Zeus, you just let go of the rein and he was by. Like he just take off. You don't have to kick them at all. They want to go fast. The lazy ones are the push style ones. Donald is a little bit of both, and that's what I think makes him really special. Warming up, that horse is the laziest horse. But once we get in the arena, he is all business.
He's got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you have a horse that's got a little bit fame to it.
Yeah, he
So
does.
which horse is this? And
This is the Donald.
It's Donald.
tell these fools about Donald.
He was on ESPN.
Dun-dun-dun,
Showtime.
dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Top 10.
He was on there.
Are they going to bring the horse on camera? Yeah, they're going to bring the horse on camera. All right, well, this is a new thing.
Luke, you've interviewed a lot of different players in the combat sports space. What is this horse's name, Handler? Handler, what is this horse's name?
Jesus fuck. Dude, hold on. Here's a true story.
Can I get a little love from this guy or what?
Can we pet him or not? Yes?
What's his name?
Hey, buddy. Hey,
The
buddy.
Donald, the horse that Jake Paul rode in on, is here joining our live stream.
What's up,
Big
bro?
fan of Don, the Don right here. Oh, look at this guy. Look, he's
pulling my chair.
Wow, I think
He's
that-
biting my chair. He's biting my chair.
They call that second base in the dating world, Luke. That's fantastic. Wow.
Is the
All right.
Donald? Oh, he's very mouthy.
He's mouthy, they say.
But he's a sweet guy. Hey.
Hey, he
Hey,
gets
buddy.
a little mouthy. I mean, kind of like Jake, right? The problem child.
So, okay. He is the most... so I bought Donald, and long story short, he's amazing. He's what took me to the next level. He's the one that has me winning overalls and beating all the pros and the men in this sport. He is amazing. Without him, I could not do it. Like, he's a great horse. He's also the most confident horse. He has a big personality, and after we won Worlds, which he was flawless at, like perfect, we were perfect, we didn't miss. It was just amazing. We came back, and I have a friend from the bar business because I was a bartender, and he was a promoter, and he's like, hey, so they're having a boxing fight. It was Jake Paul, and he was fighting Silva.
Fuck that puto, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't
Anyway,
even
but
know
go
who
ahead.
Jake Paul was. I'll just say that. But they were like, he's going to fight at Westgate, and he wants a horse to ride in on.
Oh.
You ride horses. Do you have a horse that's bomb-proof? Bomb-proof means a bomb-proof horse, it's like better than broke. Bomb could go off, they don't care. That's what bomb-proof means.
Deaf horse.
Yes.
Deaf horse.
So I go, yeah, I know a couple. I go, but mine's bomb-proof. And so they're like, okay, well, can we hire him? Because Jake Paul wants to ride in on him.
That's the horse.
That's the horse that he rode in on to his warm-up at Westgate
I
was
saw
my
that.
horse. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Donald. Yeah, I have a video of that too, so you guys can post it.
I didn't even know that was a horse term, bomb-proof.
She sent it to me, so
Oh, yeah.
we'll
there you go.
we'll add it.
And I get there, and I mean, they told me it's going to be 10 seconds. He's going to go in there, just go to the ring, get off. When I get there, they're like, change of plans. They're like, we want him to walk around the ring. And also, there's like 15-foot robots that are there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they were like, can your horse walk across over here? And there was like wires,
remember that.
TV wires everywhere because there's, like there's a DJ there and there's all these lights and cameras.
Wow.
ESPN's there, Showtime people are there. Like it's craziness. It's being.
I remember that,
Yeah,
actually.
it was just madness.
Right.
So I get there and I'm like, well, you're gonna have to tape all this stuff because the horse is gonna. What if he trips? Camera comes down. I mean, this could be. It
Right.
goes south
Showstopper.
Really bad. Yeah.
Wait a minute, Mia. Did you tell him I want more feria too?
Oh yeah, they paid me like $2,000 for.
I didn't want to know, but yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
yeah,
they,
yeah.
they gave more.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I was like, how much and how much are they paying? They're like, what do you want? And I'm like, how long is it? And they were like, 15 seconds. And I was like, wow.
Let's round up to 30.
So I said, $1,000. I'll go for $1,000. 2 hours out of my day. I
Sure.
don't care. And then they go. My friend goes, just a little, like, come up a little.
Yeah.
Two. okay, 2's fine. So
Sounds
then
like you need a
I should have said
manager.
5. I should have, because I found out the robots were getting paid 6, and I was like, the horse is better than the robots.
Yes, absolutely.
We are a talent agency management business. too.
Okay, I'll call you guys in next time to negotiate the deal. I didn't know. I was like, I don't even know who Jake Paul was. I didn't know him until I Googled him and I got there. And then I was like, does he know how to ride a horse? They're like, he'll be fine. I get out, meet him, we're backstage. He has like an entourage of like 30 people. And I was like, fuck me. Like, this is just going to go bad.
3,000.
Weak-minded man if he has a entourage. Anyway,
It was a lot. So then I say, okay, get on the horse. We're going to do a little practice session. I go, because the horse doesn't know where he's going. You have to tell the horse where to go.
So
And-
you didn't lead the horse.
No,
Oh,
he was on
shit.
his own. It was like, Jesus, take the reins. So then he gets on, and I have his whole entourage go over there, and I was like, the worst thing he's gonna do, the worst thing, because he is bomb-proof. I go, but he doesn't know what's going on, and he's never seen all this. The worst thing he's gonna do is stop and just stare at things.
Freeze.
That's what horses do. They freeze until they freak out.
Stop.
So I go,
Now we'll go with
when
it.
he does that, I go, you need to just, with your calves, just touch him. He goes, kick him. I go, no, you don't want to kick this horse. He will go. You don't want to kick him. Just touch him. I go, look up, look confident. Don't look down at the horse. Just look everywhere where you're going. And so I had his entourage stand there, and I was like, on a count of 3, everyone's going to yell and scream as loud as you can to try to scare the horse. And I'm going to tell Jake, like, essentially what to do if the horse panics. So everyone did it. The horse could care less.
Wow.
And so we're like, all right. And everyone's like, all right, showtime. So I'm behind him. And if you look at the camera, I'm walking behind him. And I have like my bag or my jacket's like full of treats. Because I'm like, just in case.
Scooby
So
snacks.
I walk in and I'm like I'm talking to Jake and I'm like, do this, keep your hand low. He's never ridden a horse. Like, he
Right.
probably has, but not like this.
He's never really
He's
boxed
never ridden a
either.
horse.
No,
Never ridden
and
a
people
horse.
think like, oh, the horse knows where to go. No, the horse doesn't know where to go. You have to tell the horse where to go. Like,
Right.
you have to ride the horse. The horse does not know what's going on. So we walk in there and I'm just like, Jesus, take the rein. Like, so it's either gonna go really good or really bad. And it went flawless. Like, he did not
awesome.
care. He just walked in there, didn't care. The music's going, people are cheering. He
How much
gets
we getting for
off.
this? How much we getting for this?
Yeah. And then I made a joke where I posted on my social media, and all my horse friends are like, you're crazy for doing that. My horse would have lost his shit and freaked
Yeah.
out. And I was like, I knew he was confident, but that just like sealed the deal. Like,
And what's the name?
Next time, let us know.
his name is the Donald.
The Donald.
The Donald, and he is named after
2020.
And the Donald is the
Okay.
horse that you rode when you won, or that
Yeah.
you both won.
He's
worlds.
the one that's taking me to the next level.
the next
Donald.
level.
And his name is the Donald because he's blonde, right? Like Donald Trump.
Holla.
He's very mouthy, like Donald Trump. His mouth gets him in trouble. He is a talker. He flaps his lips, grabs things, bites things. He's always in the video. I even sent him. He's grabbing the announcer's chair, like the host's chair, like touching his shirt.
Harassment.
He's
Yeah.
very mouthy.
Grab him by the.
but he is all business. He like when you get in there, he's all business, gets the job done. He's super cocky, confident horse. He's just the Donald. It fits him well.
You know, that's kind of amazing that Jake Paul got on a horse and rode that damn thing around the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. It's cool.
And
then
it
we had
wasn't
to stay
scripted.
there.
And
No.
yeah, I mean, you know what? And it's a very unique business opportunity for you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when does that pop up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, Hollywood, call me. He'll do all the things.
Well, like Timmy said, call us up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
then
are
it's
a
big
management
man.
company.
We're now your talent
Yeah.
agent.
Yeah, and we do horses too.
Yeah, he's super. And what I was thankful for was he didn't like pure poop on all the
Green or
set
broke.
anything.
We work with.
Nothing.
Oh, I wish
Yeah,
you
we
would have
work with-
bucked that
I was like,
motherfucker off.
We
waiting,
work
I was
with
like-
mares, we work with grays, we work with
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, everything. Yeah,
we have judges too on our
Mm-hmm.
side. We got it all.
yeah,
We got
everything.
it all. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is
that's
actually
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Referees.
Referees.
Referees, yeah.
So, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I was going
So this
I
whole
was gonna
time,
share.
yeah. So this whole time, you're writing, you're in competitions, you're doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
What about your personal life? What's your work life going like?
So I'm a full
You're
time.
juggling all this.
I'm a full time real estate agent.
Do you wear your guns when you show?
No.
Buy this house or I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, buy a house with your dress.
Scare tactic. No, but it's really good for marketing because when I got
bet.
into real estate, the guy that I learned everything from was like, there's 60,000 agents. Like everybody always knows at least two realtors. Everybody does. He goes, you need to be someone, you need to stand out, and you need to be one that they remember. So not many realtors do mounted shooting.
I would
do all
say
this
none.
data.
Man,
I would
wanna
say none.
So it's great for marketing because I want to be remembered as, hey, that's that girl that like shoots guns and rides horses. And
That's that girl that shoots prices down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's a good slogan.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
We told you.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's just the begin. That's just a sample.
Yeah,
You know
that's free.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Jeff. And just like shooting, like, you know, the competitions I do, real estate is so competitive, and it just, I don't know. I think that makes me a good agent.
No, I think it makes you a fantastic agent. I mean, you got a very unique line there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it kind of ties into a question I had too. How many Latinas are in the sport that you do?
You know, I am the only full Latina. There's other three girls, and they're half Filipino and half something else, and we all get confused, but there's really not that many of us. It's like me.
Does a Filipina
them.
have a Spanish last name?
They have Jessica Van Long. No, they don't.
No?
They're all married, so I think their last names are just
Because
different.
a lot of
but
Filipinos have Spanish.
they all have a nickname. They call them the sisters. There's two of them are sisters, one are cousin. They're great, super competitive girls, just like me. And but I'll go like when I go to Wyoming.
Yeah.
They're like people I don't even know. They're like, "Hey, how are you?" And I think like maybe I'm friends with them on Facebook. I don't know. But what I learned is I think they're confusing me for the sisters. Like I think that's what it is. And I'm just like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Yeah. And then I walk away and I'm like, maybe they thought I was Jessica or they thought I was Erica because we all have long brown hair.
Right.
And you know.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Well, I think that's dope that you're a
but
Latina
there's
in the
not
sport
that many,
representing.
Yeah, there's not. No,
That's
I'm, like,
that's
the
awesome.
only real Latina out there. Yeah,
And she's from Ajo.
I'm from Ajo.
Ah, jodido. How many times have you heard that? Ah, jodido.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a little personal question. I have a granddaughter, and she's been taking riding lessons for she's 8 years old. She's been taking riding lessons for about the last 6 weeks or so. You said that you lost a 10-year-old in your first time around as a novice. So is 8 too? She's gonna be 9 in May. So is 8 too young to start that?
That's great. No, that's not too young. It's like perfect age. Like I have nieces and they're the same age, 8, and my sister has them, and they actually take lessons with Erica and Jessica with the sisters. So they take lessons
With the
them.
Filipinos?
With your sisters, with your
yeah,
sisters.
Yeah.
So here in Arizona, I mean, like, when's the next thing I could take her to go check it out?
So I'm gonna be competing.
When can I go take her to introduce you to her?
Wednesday. I'll be in Queen Creek. It's called Horseshoe Park.
I can't take her Wednesday. She lives in Mesa. She goes to school.
It's gonna be throughout the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next week.
Next week.
Okay.
And then after that, there's the Prada del Sol Rodeo. They always have a shooting event there, like in the rodeo, which is rare. And then there's a bunch of events.
Okay,
You can
okay.
go to cmsaevents.com and just look at the Arizona tab, and it has all the.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: you were recently you were suffering an injury, yeah.
Yeah.
Rehab.
How's that
boot.
going?
I recently broke my toe, and this is the first day where I've worn a shoe.
Your big toe?
Since then, yeah. If I
That explains the pimp walk on the way in. I thought you were just
Had a
strutting like,
little
damn.
swagger to
I was like,
myself.
damn, she is bad. Fool.
No, I hurt my toe, so I normally go work out with my boyfriend, and he.
Where's he at?
There he is, Antonio. Anthony.
He normally, this is Anthony.
Bang Bang Niner gang.
Love of my life, yeah. He's a good one. But he always
Carry on.
spoils me, and he puts the weight on for me.
Oh, okay.
This morning, I
See?
happened to be going by myself. I was like in a bad mood, went by myself, and I dropped a 45-pound weight
Oh my goodness.
right on my toe, and so that took me out. And I've had FOMO all this week because in mountain shooting here in Arizona in the wintertime, everybody comes down here and there's so many shoots going on. So
Weather's
weather's great. It's been a little rainy, but they're
Correct.
covered arenas, so it's fine. But I've missed out on 2 big shoots. Even right now, one starts today, the Southwest Regional. So I would have normally been there.
So
Timmy, do you know what FOMO means?
I do not.
You don't know what do you think it means?
FOMO.
It's an acronym. What does it mean?
No more.
It's not a pitcher. It's not a pitcher for the Dodgers.
It's sisters. Yeah,
you know
it's Filipino for no more.
No. You're missing out.
Okay.
So you know what's funny is I probably about 6 months ago I learned that acronym.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Easy, Einstein. I didn't know either.
YOLO then. Hey,
Shit.
You know what
so when
BOGO
you're
is?
riding around when you're riding around the course,
Yeah.
your hat, how does it stay on? Do you do a stampede string or do you barrettes or anything?
Nothing. So you have to get a hat that's your size that fits you. Because a lot of people will just put on a hat and they're like, oh, this fits me. No, you go like this, shake your head a couple times. If
Go get it
doesn't move,
steamed and get it fit. Tailored.
Then you have to get it shaped. And they shape it for your head specifically.
You need a cone head one.
You probably
You
can't
need
get
a
one.
square head.
You need a
'Cause
cone
look
head
like
one.
Gumby.
So they shape it to your head. And
They shape it. And in the
you don't use anything. It just stays on there.
I kind of fold the inner lining a little bit so it suctions. Because again, the faster you go, you don't want your hat to fly out because it just messes with
It's
your
because you're
whole look.
Chicana, because you have thick hair, and
Yeah.
that's why it stays on.
So let me ask you this: do you have to wear a hat when you're
Yes.
competing?
So in this
Is that
sport-
in the rule book?
It's in the rule book. It's called cowboy mounted shooting. So you have to wear a cowboy hat. You have to have your guns. You have to wear a Western, it doesn't have to be Western, but a collared, long sleeve, buttoned shirt. And you have to wear chaps. When
All right.
Yeah.
Is that just tradition or?
I think, I don't know. What
It's
it is.
cool. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
I would say
that's-
I would
It's
I would
like
say
the
keep it
cowboy
traditional.
Yeah.
Western
Yeah,
look.
keep
I
it-
would say it's tradition.
Yeah, keep it
you
with
know?
it. Yeah, keep it
like
with
when
it.
you go to the golf course, you have to wear golf attire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to rewind a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Bomber clap.
yeah. So, weather conditions. Have you competed when it's muddy, when it's rained previously, like the day before or
Yeah.
anything? And
Flagstaff, I was raining, not
how-
last year, but
and
the year
how does
before.
your horse?
She's a mutter.
He doesn't like it. Donald doesn't like it. But
Fucking
you just
Donald.
have to. I know you just have to. He doesn't like it. I don't like it. Because then your guns, your grip is wet.
Yeah,
it's
everything.
slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the
makes sense.
best.
Just like in any sport, football, baseball, anything.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you
when
have to
when,
just
when
tough
it's
it
raining,
out.
it's moist. It changes the
Yeah,
game.
I have one where it's Flagstaff, and I video every single run in case there's an accident.
Sure.
It's cool to capture.
Right.
But in
You run into the fence.
that year when it started raining on us, there's one I'm running and I'm doing my shoot and the thunder's going off.
Oh, wow.
And so that was just kind of cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
on.
bet.
You can hear how loud it is. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, weather conditions. Most of the time, it'll be covered arena.
Has a horse slipped? Like while
in
the-
barrel
in the-
racing, yes. In mountain shooting, it happens all the time because horses like the ground. But usually, I will say, barrel racing, the ground is iffy. Mountain shooting, I've only come across pretty good ground, and the ground matters. It's all different
Yeah.
types of dirt, how deep
Correct.
it is, how big the arena
region,
is. So
depending on region.
Yeah, so me and Donald will do better in a bigger arena because he has a really wide stride.
Because Donald's a celebrity now, so now he
Yeah.
wants to be in the fucking bigger arena.
Yeah, he's like
Shit,
Jake
you
Paul.
know?
He wrote.
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
You know what? You and Donald could have done us a big favor and fucking bucked Jake Paul off this fucking shit. But you know what? Anyway, carry on.
No. We're gonna sign her up, man. We're gonna sign Donald up.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I took his money, if that makes you
Hey,
Heck yeah.
I should have charged him more, but
you should have.
yeah.
So what's next?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Where do you go from here?
so I'm a
Once your
level
toe
5.
recovers.
Yeah.
I'm able because I put a shoe on today. I'm like,
You're
I
ready to
rode.
go.
I actually rode for the first time 2 days ago, and I hadn't ridden in a couple weeks, and I was like, yes, this is my happy space. I was telling him I think about it all the time. Like I'm so invested in this sport. I would have so much more money and free time if I didn't do it, but at the same time,
It gives you balance.
it's like I need it. Like it's a drug. I'm addicted to the adrenaline you get when you're competing. And then winning is just that sweet spot. Like I wouldn't do this if I didn't win.
Right.
It's too expensive to do this to lose. I just wouldn't. I'd just be like, I'm calling it a day.
Well, that's probably part of the motivation.
It is.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so I'm 6 wins away from being a pro. And Anthony's asked me all the time, like, what's your goal? And I'm like, well, I want to be pro. I want to be the best. I'm already beating them. I want to be right up there with them. I want to get sponsorships for this. Like,
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. You go.
Yeah. And I think you're going to do it.
I think you're going to do it too.
Yep.
I think you're going to do it too. I mean,
with Donald, I definitely can. He's amazing.
Yeah, seize the opportunity
That
now
horse
with
is
that
gonna.
horse.
He's my forever. I've loved all my horses, but Donald is just special. Like he's just that.
I already
your
have
favorite
some.
cat.
toe
I
out
already
right now.
have some campaigning
Ideas
for you. Ideas. I got just. All right.
So how far away are you with the toe?
I'm gonna write this. Shit.
Are we close to getting back into competition?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna compete next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not all the way healed yet. She said, I went to the doctor yesterday and she's like, you're about 80% healed. But when you ride, you don't use your toe anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot in a boot for the most of the time. And then right before I hop on, I'll put my boot on, ride, and then take it off.
The boyfriend should the foot massage.
yeah.
and all
What's
that.
up, Anthony? Rubber down toe.
He was,
Hey, we're going to take one last little break and we're going to come back and we'll wrap it up. And then you plug your business, plug it all, and we'll wrap it up, okay?
And we're gonna do the question.
And the rapid fire question, all right?
Yeah.
Do it, Jeff.
Yeah.
Real quick. We just...
Yeah. All right. We are going to wrap this session up.
We are?
Right? But we had some questions.
Well, what were you going to ask?
About what?
I don't know. You said
Shit. Here we go.
Jeff had the question.
Yeah, Jeff had the questions.
Yeah.
That's what I was going
we're going to let her talk about what she wanted to
Oh,
talk
yes.
about. You know what I mean?
Yes, we were. And you're going to plug the
Plugs,
business?
whatever.
So the business
I'm sorry, my fault.
I'm a real estate agent, so if anybody ever wants to buy or sell in Arizona, I go anywhere, everywhere. Just call me.
Anywhere in the state.
Anywhere in the state.
And like Jeff says, you shoot prices down.
I do.
So what about your the lady who does the pictures, the videos?
So if you follow me on Instagram,
And
which
what's
is
that?
just my name.
Yeah, come on,
It's
get-
Nekkei, Nekkei. That's it. And you'll
It's
see
Japanese.
realtor. That is Japanese. It's just Nekkei. But some of the people who do my content are Lexi Smith Media, who I am sponsored by. She's amazing. Amazing. Also, Scott Lindquist is really good. He does my videos. They're the two that kind of go back and forth with all my content.
They never met
Yeah.
Chico.
So if somebody wanted to get started in the barrel racing or the shooting, who would they go to?
So
Can you recommend somebody?
For riding lessons, I would follow Becoming Cowgirl on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
They're the sisters I compete against. They're amazing. They give lessons for all ages, beginner to intermediate. They're amazing. So I would shoot out or just reach out to me and I'll give you their number.
So, Mia, do you consider yourself an Arizona cowgirl?
Yes, for sure. Born and raised in Arizona.
Right on.
yes.
Right on.
I love
And
Phoenix.
Latina.
I love living here. I would, it's easy sell for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So who's a better cowboy, Clint Eastwood or John Wayne?
me.
Nekkei.
Your question
Okay.
sucked.
That was a good question. So, just a fun question. I love westerns. This is my favorite genres. Right? I'm not rom-com dudes like these dudes are. So,
I love Westerns too.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys do.
Yes, I do.
Brokeback Mountain don't count.
Huh?
Brokeback Mountain don't count.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
I got them right here. There they are.
Unforgiven.
Good one.
True Grit.
Ooh.
Get the fuck out of here.
Billy the Kid.
Urban Cowboy, rom-com, right there, love story.
Bud and Sissy.
Bud and Sissy. Get the
Bud
fuck out
and
of here.
Sissy.
Oh my God.
You
Okay.
want to know something though? I don't think I've ever seen a Western.
No?
Never seen a Western, and I'm not really big into country music.
I don't like
when
country
I
music either.
compete, I listen to rap or hip hop, and I love like mobster movies.
That's cool.
You know
Probably
what?
like the gangster.
You know what's funny?
That's good.
That's on my
That's all
list.
right.
That's on my list to ask.
Well, hang on. I got a quick question. So, okay, you don't watch westerns, but westerns, right? You see like well, I'm just gonna ask. I got two questions about westerns.
yeah.
So, if I was a bank robber, Jesse James in the 1800s, what kind of horse would I want to get away from the sheriff and the posse?
You would want a quarter horse. You'd want a quarter horse.
Okay. That was
They're
look.
smart. They'll wait for you. They're not dumb and just like take off.
Yeah, because
what
I want-
happens? You got to go in the bank. You don't want a horse that's going to be like distracted or run away. Or
But wouldn't I want one that could run farther than a quarter mile?
they can only sprint in a quarter mile, so they can probably run faster or like run.
They're gonna get out of
lengthier.
town, and
Yeah.
then they could.
That's what I'm
they could
asking.
Right,
trot
and then
after
you could
that.
trot after. Yeah, I
Okay,
would
okay.
say a quarter horse
Come
just
on,
because
Timmy.
Dude,
they're just
I've never
smart.
been.
You are in the Western who they call tonto.
I am Tumbleweed Tim or Two Guns Tim.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question.
Yes.
No,
Oh.
damn it, I forgot my fucking question.
Oh my gosh. Come on,
You
man.
guys jacked me up there. Hang on, go ahead, ask her. I'll come back to me. Dang it.
Really? I got many questions.
This fucking guy.
This guy.
Going once,
No,
going
man.
twice.
Go ahead.
All right.
All right.
Nikkei,
Yeah.
favorite cereal.
Captain Crunch.
Okay. When it comes to eating chicken wings, drumsticks or flat?
Flats.
Ooh.
Oh, Mia, thank you.
Yeah.
Tacos or burritos?
Tacos.
Ooh.
Are you a talker or you a texter?
Definitely a talker. I'm a horrible texter.
You know what?
I've been
Thank you
told.
for that.
She's a
I'm
real estate
talker.
agent.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a nickname?
KK.
KK. Is that a childhood nickname or? is it-
Yeah. All my nieces. It started when I started having nieces and nephews. They couldn't say Nekkei, so they'd call me KK.
What about your
KK.
parents? Did
K.
they ever call you like?
My mom would always have weird nicknames. She'd call me Nikiriki, or she'd call me Nicaragua.
Like the country.
Yeah. But
No
yeah,
shit.
those two. Yeah, she'd like be cheering for me, and she'd be like, "Let's go, Nikiriki," and people would be like staring at me, and I was just like,
Nikiriki, not the other word.
Nikiriki and Nicaragua.
All right. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I think I just wanted to. I think I'd always said a vet.
Oh.
Yeah. But I
the
cannot
basketball
stand blood. I will faint if I see blood, so that didn't work out. No.
All right. When you were a kid, who was your celebrity crush growing up?
That's a hard one. I don't think I had one or have
Name
one now.
one or whatever.
Celebrity crush.
Yeah.
When I was like a kid, I used to like the Backstreet Boys.
There you go.
All right. there you
Fair
go.
enough. Fair
That-
enough. So did Michael.
Come on,
Question.
Tim.
Next question.
All right.
Carry on.
Name a song that reminds you of your crush from junior high or high school.
Oh, like Usher, You Got It Bad. That was like.
Anthony, don't sweat it, man. It's cool. It's a long time ago.
If your life was a movie,
Mm-hmm.
name 3 songs on your life soundtrack.
Oh, this is a good one. I love like hip hop and rap. So I love Homecoming by Kanye West.
All right.
Okay.
That's always a good one. Ooh, I love Beyonce. She's like, I'm a
Queen.
Beehive Queen Bee.
Queen Bee,
all
shit.
day long. I love her song.
Put a
It's
ring
called,
on it.
No, it's
Oh.
called oh, Independent Women.
There you go. There you
Destiny's
go.
Child. That's a good one. God, 3 songs.
That would be on your life soundtrack. It could be.
Oh,
any.
Eve. She's that girl.
I dig Eve.
Yeah.
I'm a Eve fan.
Yeah, love Eve.
All right. So, what's the stupidest thing you've ever spent money on?
Oh,
The dumbest.
the dumbest.
Dumbest,
thing.
stupidest, whatever. Like what? Like
Yeah, school. I do. I kind of regret.
this guy.
I do
I like
regret
this
going
guy.
to college. I paid for it out of pocket. I paid it off in full. I don't have any debt, and I don't even use my degree. And I should have just got into real estate full time back in 2008.
All right.
Yeah, but it's an experience.
It was, but
All right.
I could have
If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would buy?
real estate.
Ooh.
Damn, there you go.
True to her word.
Easy.
All right. If you had a time machine, what decade would you travel to? But what city would you be in?
I would still be in decade. I would probably travel back to like 2010. If I could do that all over again, I would. And I don't think I would do that many things differently. But I would, again, I think I would just change careers a lot earlier. And Phoenix. I love Phoenix. I don't like the wind. I don't like the cold. I don't know. I don't like the ocean that much. Like I don't like seafood, so I don't really like to be by the ocean. I love the ocean. Like I've scuba dived before. I love scuba diving. But as far as living there, I wouldn't want to. I'm a desert rat. I love Arizona.
Right on.
Yeah, you're not a beach person. I get it.
I don't like
All right. What do you wish you were better at?
Oh, this is a good one. I wish I was better at apologizing. I'm a bad apologizer.
She's talking to you. She's talking
I
to you.
think all women are. I don't know.
Timmy, there's nobody there. Remember, there's nobody.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, apologizing would probably be, and cooking. I wish I was.
Oh, nice. I like that one.
Do you cook?
I try.
All right. So this is not one of the questions, but what would you say your best dish is?
And
Albondigas, hands down. I make the best albondigas. That I will.
Is
that's
that your
the
favorite
only,
food?
Bang bang albondiga
it's one
gang.
of them. Like I love tacos, and I love Mexican. It depends what kind of food it is. Like Mexican food, I love milanesa, albondigas,
Wow.
and
You guys don't know what
tacos.
milanesa is.
had it.
Mayonnaise.
These guys don't know what
Yeah,
that shit is.
so I love that. Yeah,
Do
that's
you?
my favorite.
No, I don't.
All right.
Tell them.
All right. It's a really.
It's a really thin steak,
thin.
Yeah, it's a thin steak.
and it's
Okay,
deep
right.
fried. It's bomb. It's like country
Yeah.
fried steak,
Yes.
That's
there
what
you
it
go.
is.
That's a good.
but a
description.
thinner version, and then you serve it with Mexican food.
All right.
Rice.
Tell us something we don't know about you, or the audience doesn't know about you.
The audience doesn't
Some
know.
people should close their ears.
Just tell us something we don't know about you.
the person's not here.
Or Anthony.
I don't know.
Less is more.
I'm not as high maintenance as people think. I'm a lot nicer than people. I think, like, I'll give you an example. Anthony, when he first saw a picture of me, which I think maybe most people think that, they're like, oh, she's stuck up, or she's a snob, or she's high maintenance. But I'm really not. I had something bad happen to me when I was a kid, like really bad, that was very humbling. So, and then I think it's helped me carry on over in business. It helped me in bartending make money when I was younger. It just helped me be really good with people. And that was just treating everybody how you want to be treated. And I know that's like, it's very simple, but a lot of people aren't like that.
No,
They're rude to
correct.
people.
A lot of people
They
can't
don't-
do it.
I literally, and it holds a lot of like weight on my chest for me to be empathetic toward people. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I really care about other people's feelings. So
You're a good person.
I'm just a good person. I don't think there's enough good people anymore.
No.
Like there's not. Nobody cares enough anymore about anybody else, and it's kind of sad.
It's very
It is.
sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you've
Oh,
already.
wait, going back to that,
Go ahead,
that's
go
something
ahead.
that people don't know about me. When I was in high school, I literally lost all my hair. And I'm not even kidding.
You made up for it.
I did.
No, why are you laughing?
I had alopecia too.
It's fine now. No, they thought I had alopecia, and that's what was the humbling thing. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school, and that's the one thing too that I think got me to do sports because it was distracting. But doctors here in the United States could not figure out what was wrong with me, and they were like, "You just have alopecia. That's what it is."
Yeah.
And
now you have a great head of hair.
Yeah,
Isn't
my
that
aunt-
Cinderella's sister?
my aunt took me to Mexico, and in Mexico they found out what was wrong with me,
Which?
which is I had just had like this microscopic fungus.
You have piojos.
No.
I'm just kidding.
And then I was just extremely anemic.
Ah.
The two. But I mean, I did not have hair for like years. People look at me and thought I had cancer. And that just, I was super depressed in high school. I didn't. No, it's fine.
No,
I'll
maybe I thought you
laugh
took
now,
up swimming.
too.
You put the swim cap on.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to. It was
Business
just
man.
for
I
a
didn't laugh at you about
teenage
cancer.
girl. It was like the worst time. The worst in like I would
Absolutely.
pray every single
Right.
night that I would just rock a ponytail for the rest of my life. Like I would be happy. Like it was just traumatizing in that sense because I was young. When you're a teenager, all you care about is your looks. So
Right.
then that carried over. Once I saw how mean people were, they would spread rumors about me saying I was on drugs or I was doing this. And I grew up in that small town. That's why I wanted to get the hell out of there.
And
too.
people talk.
Yeah, people talk. So then I got out of there and I realized,
Now,
Be nice.
now,
Were they my cousins talking about you?
yeah,
Hanging out talk to
now,
them.
now, where do you get your hair done at?
with Lena,
Carolina.
Yeah.
What's the name of this?
the remedy.
Thank you. That's my home.
That's
girl.
ironic. That's very
I
ironic.
grew up with Carolina.
Yeah.
Is she was the one that put the blonde in you?
Go to the remedy.
Yes,
Carolina will take care of you. Tell her Jeffrey sent you. for a discount. No, I don't know if she's going to give me a discount.
Yeah.
But anyway,
She's great. She's been
No, she
she's
is.
been my
Carolina,
hair lady for like 10, 12
she's a sweetheart. All right. So you've already kind of answered this, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Yeah.
You don't like Westerns. You don't like country music. If you had to pick a country song, what would be one of your favorites? It doesn't have to be the favorite, but one of your favorites.
I do like one country song, and it's called Tequila Does, because I love tequila. That's all I
Ala.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? And when we invited her on to be a guest, I
Yeah.
said, "Hey, what's your drink of choice?" Because we drink here. You know, we're borrachos.
We do.
And she said tequila.
Yeah, tequila.
So, okay. Now pick your favorite Western movie. If you had to pick a
yeah, I'll
a
just say
Western
I watched Yellowstone. I love it. I like
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
good.
It's not really a
that-
movie,
that
but
counts,
it's
that
Western
counts.
enough. It's like the one thing I've seen that's Western. Yeah.
You're gonna fill in the blanks now.
Okay.
Okay. My name is blank, and I'm blank.
My name is Nekkei,
Oh, nice.
and I am probably the most competitive person you'll ever meet.
Boom.
Girl, add a
There
girl,
it is.
add a girl, add a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, done with your questions?
Did you remember
that's
yours?
Yes.
Okay.
So, ironically enough, I did.
Why did you ask him,
Our
McKay?
guests are coming back.
Why did you ask him?
No, because I was thinking about your shooting, right? Your mountain shooting.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like westerns. I told you, my favorite genre. And I see like the cowboys chase the sheriff chasing the bad guy, right? And they're shooting on their horses, bang,
Yeah,
bang,
yeah.
bang, uneven territory, and they hit him.
Yeah.
How possible do you think that is?
It depends how close.
It had to be a very lucky shot.
Yeah, and how close you
With
are.
a slug.
Yeah. Okay, let's call it 20 yards.
It's not spraying, it's a slug.
You're
Well, a person is a bigger. You have to look at like the target size, because like if I go to a shooting like an indoor range,
It's a big mama for
the,
him.
the little red target's like this big. And then in mountain shooting, our targets are this big. A person depends
Okay,
how big they are.
think of a back, right? And you're on a horse chasing.
Yeah. You just have to be a good rider. And
It's got to be
steady.
tough. It's got to be a lucky shot.
Timmy,
Nah.
I don't think so.
is it
I don't
broke
think
or is it
so.
green?
I don't think so.
Dude, I'm talking about.
Is the horse green?
Is it
I'm
green or
talking
is it
about
broke?
I'm talking about the posse chasing Billy the Kid.
Bullshit.
Bang, bang.
In Tombstone, Doc Holliday got everybody,
Yeah.
man. That was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. See,
You know what? We have a competition out in Tombstone.
Yeah,
And the whole
yes.
town.
When is
It's
it?
like a whole parade. It's always in November. It's always.
Timmy,
can I
horrible
borrow one of
timing.
these? Can I borrow one of these for that competition?
Yeah, but it's always the weekend of Thanksgiving, and
Right.
it gets out
I know
there.
about
and,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because they'll have mounted shooting, and then they have all the stuff in Tombstone, the town, which is like all Western. And the
Yeah.
you know what?
drawing,
It's
shooting and all
perfect
that.
weekend because this vato always puts in for elk for that weekend and he never gets shit. So maybe you can get something over there.
Yeah,
Don't,
you go
don't
to
hate, Jeff. Don't hate.
Tombstone.
Don't hate Two Guns Tim. Hey, so real quick.
You ever want to watch a great Western Tombstone? That's a
I know
great.
everybody always tells me
That's a
every
great-
single time they're like Tombstone.
Movie marathon, Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie marathon.
So Anthony, I'm going to ask you this question. So before we sign off, what would your cowboy name be if you're a cowboy?
Oh, I don't have a cowboy name. I do not know.
Me?
Chancho.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you say?
Chancho.
Chancho.
It's kind of hard because my name is Jeffrey. Jeff.
My name is
So I'd
Jeff.
be like,
That's
my
what his
name
would be.
Jeff. So I'd be like left road. Left
fucking
load.
road.
Left load, Jeff Road.
Oh, I like that. Left.
George?
Sancho.
Sancho.
Okay. Anthony, go ahead.
He's not here.
Oh, you're not here. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, go ahead.
Cowboy name.
We'll call it out for you.
Wanted poster. What would it say?
Wanted.
Niner.
Dead or alive?
You know what? That's good.
For
That's
killing
pretty good.
for killing Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Killing other cowboys.
Nekkei, what would your cowgirl name be? Wanted poster.
Mine would be God, I don't know. Gunslinger KK.
There you go.
There it is.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, Nicaragua. It would be
Gunslinger de
Nicaragua. Yeah.
What about
Fire,
you,
man.
Timmy?
Dan, tell him.
I got two.
Okay.
Two Guns Tim, Bang Bang,
Oh,
or Tumbleweed Tim.
Tumbleweed Tim.
Yeah.
I like Tumbleweed.
No, you know what is real? Is cowboy?
Mas puto.
Timmy DeVito.
Yeah, that's you, Jeffrey DeVito. Hey, Nekkei, thank you very much for being here. It was an awesome episode.
I
you
love
were,
it.
you were
It was fun.
wonderful. learned more about horses today, and I never knew it was a fucking
Yeah,
left-handed horse or a right-handed horse. I never, yeah. But thank you very much, and everybody look her up. If you
Yes.
want to buy a house, sell a house, look her
Yeah.
up, right?
Yep.
So George,
Walk us
George.
out.
Jorge,
Sancho.
Sancho, the cowboy, walk us home, baby.
Me?
Yep.
Sancho Claus.
Hey, Timmy, thank you. Michael, thank you.
Thank you.
Son-in-law named Jeff.
That's me. Ya tú sabes.
We got the engineers over there. Thank you very much. Mia, thank you very much for coming through.
You're welcome. This was fun.
This was really great, man. This was different. SeunevA
yeah.
Lifestyles, we like to talk about different lifestyles. That's who we are. SeunevA, if you don't know what it means avenues backwards.
Like it.
And
West
it's a-
Side.
and it's avenues, and it's a lifestyle, and it's great to bring a different type of lifestyle here. And we never heard of this before, and it was very interesting. Actually, it was really, really interesting.
Yeah, you were fantastic.
And thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we also learned that there's 2 people from Ajo that are good looking.
I like it.
Thank you very much, guys. Hey, thank you very much. You threw me for a loop. Hey, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and follow. This is SeunevA Lifestyles presents What's Happening. Let's go.
Good shit, man. There it is. Good shit, man. Good shit. Fuck yeah.
This is Song with you on the ad.